amateur record, racking up 75 wins. With 48 knockouts. He even had opponents check his gloves after fights, unable to comprehend such power from Inoue.
止まってるものを思いっきり打つパワーっていうのは自分よりパンチある選手いるんですけど、ボクシングってそうじゃなくて。
Inoue has said it isn't his power, it's his speed and placement, partnered with perfect timing.
Boom, perfect timing.
How, as a man, like that small, knows if he's got like big arms and these big belt, knocking someone out cold like that, and it just shows you it's just all about the timing.
Inoue next fought the former Thai national champion. Perfect counter left hook, reminiscent of the great Sugar Ray Robinson.
When you run into an absolute force, if you talk about that power, this guy's Fukushima. He is radioactive.
You see why he's called the monster. When a guy has fast hands, a good jab, and real punching power, and then he energetically applies all those things, it's a nightmare for the opponent.
Yes, they call Inoue the monster, and a monster he is.
But it's going to take a hell of a fighter to stop this guy.
Inoue had captured the Japanese light flyweight title.
Well, it seems the great minds at Clown Dog Hot Dog Parlor in Albuquerque, New Mexico have raised the art of corn dog.
Yo, what is going on? It's your boy Rapstar, mate. And here we go. Pound for pound champions in the world. The baddest man, monster Inoue, becomes undisputed, bro. The man comes and takes over. And he becomes undisputed. So how are you going to rate this guy now? Where are you going to put Monster Inoue now? Because at the end of the day, he ain't American. He ain't a Mexican. He ain't no Englishman. And he ain't no Australian man. He's a man who's from Japan. He's a man from another side of the fucking pond. And this man is dominating every champion, bro. I don't care what anybody says. You know, you might not know the names that he's beat. But he's been dominating from the lower weight classes, from Emmanuel Rodriguez. From the legend like he beat Nanito Donaire. And he just cleaned up the whole fucking tournament with every champion that's been in that weight. And look what he did to Paul Butler. This geezer is on another level. You want to give him his flowers, you better give him his flowers on Rapstar boxing knowledge. I don't give a fuck if it's not a fighter that you don't want to talk about. But you better give this man his flowers, because we ain't no fanboys over here. We're not going to talk about the British man if this man is dominating. We ain't going to talk about the American man if he's the one who's dominating. If he's the baddest man in the planet, then he's number one pound for pound. He took Terence Crawford out of the weight. Whether you like it or not, he took Terence Crawford out of the weight. Terence Crawford ain't where he is. I know that people love Terence Crawford in America, but you better recognize that this man is the head of Terence Crawford in the pound for pound rankings. Whether you like it or not, it's the truth. This man has been fighting dominant, and he's been dominating champions, whether it's champions that you don't even fucking know. Hey, look, if it's champions that you don't know, then it's champions that you don't know. But what Inoue has done for boxing to be the undisputed champion. He has taken over Canelo Alvarez in the rankings. That's right. He has taken over Errol Spence. He is the Japanese guy that you need to recognize. You better start calling his name as the man in the pound for pound rankings, bro. It ain't those guys. It's not Josh Taylor anymore. It's not Dimitri Bivol. It's not Canelo Alvarez, man. It's fucking monster Inoue. That's just the way I see it. The man has been dominating. Give me 1 second. Yeah. So let me just say this, bro. This man has been dominating champions on another fucking level. You talk about speed. You talk about power punching, punches to the body. His left hook is fucking vicious. The man beat up and knocked out Jamie McDonald. He knocked out Juan Carlos Piano. He fucking knocked out Emmanuel Rodriguez, which was unbeaten. He knocked out Jason Maloney. He knocked out Michael Dasamarius. Morales. This guy has knocked out all the champions, and he knocked out Nonito Donaire in the second fucking round. This geezer is on another level. I'm telling you now, people, you better recognize him. He is the number. I might give him the number one spot. We'll see. But you better recognize what this man's about. At the end of the day, you might not like him because he don't speak English. You might not like him because you might not follow the Japanese fighters. You might not follow the Japanese guys. But the Japanese man is beating the fuck out of everybody in the world. The Japanese man is beating the fuck out of everybody in the world. See, people hate on people like that. I know that you got Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford, he hasn't been fighting no champions, bro. Crawford hasn't been fighting the top guys. Yeah, Crawford is the man, but Crawford isn't doing it to the top guys. Inoue is doing it to the top guys. He's fucking dominating the top boys, not like fucking Crawford. So you got to give him his rankings, bro. You got to give him his number one slot. You get what I'm saying? Stop hating on people because they're not from your fucking country, bro. You fake fucking boxing fans. And it's true, you know, the lower weight class little guys. You guys don't give the little guys their fucking flowers. You guys don't give the little guys their flowers. Well, those little guys, they train harder than anybody else. And these little guys, they have to have their shit on point. Because when it comes to the little guys, it's all about the work rate, how many punches you can throw around. Their fucking stamina is on another level. To be a boxer at that weight class, your training ethics, they're on another motherfucking level, bro. The running, the endurance, the stamina, the work ethic is on another level. All I'm saying is, Inoue, the monster, is the man that's dominating boxing. He might not be the face of boxing. He might not be the man for the cash cow. And he might not even be the man that people recognize around the world. But let me tell you something. If you know you're boxing and you're a hardcore boxing fan, then you know that this guy, he's just come out of 3 weight classes, became undisputed, and he's not, everybody else is not on his level. He's looking to go up in weight class now and go and deal with the American. Now he's going to go 1 more weight class. He's cleaned up the whole division that he's going to go up to 1 more weight class. That's right. One more where he don't even belong there. This guy don't have no weight problems. He can happily stay where he is. But now he's going to go and test himself to fight the American bad boy, Stephen Fulton. That is going to be a fucking that is on another level. Stephen Fulton is a bigger man and he is on another level. So now this guy is going to go and challenge himself against the American bad boy, Stephen Fulton, bro. Fucking hell. You know, he's an American professional boxer, unified super bantamweight world champion. He's the WBC champion, Stephen Fulton, who beat Brandon Figueroa. And Brandon Figueroa ain't no fucking joke. Stephen Fulton is another man who's 21-0. You know what I'm saying? Stephen Fulton beat Angelo Leo, Brandon Figueroa, Daniel Roman, just in his last 3 fights, bruv. So that's going to be big. No way, in a way, the monster versus Stephen Fulton, that is going to be massive 2023. But we know that Stephen Fulton still got to deal with Brandon Figueroa because that's a rematch that they got. You know what I'm saying? That's a rematch that they got. So, yeah, Stephen Fulton versus the monster, no way, in a way, it's on site. That shit's going to be deep. Fulton only has 8 knockouts. In a way, knocks out all his guys out. Isn't Fulton moving up? We'll see. Fulton, if he wants to move up, then he can move up. Then make way for the monster. Monster's coming to take over. The monster's coming, bro. He ain't playing. The monster ain't playing. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? But let's talk about some of the pound-for-pound guys in boxing. Let's talk about some of the guys who are still in the pound-for-pound right now. I'm not going to start saying what order they're in, but I'm just going to give a shout out to all the pound-for-pound guys. You know what I'm saying? So still, the man who's pound-for-pound is the cruiserweight champion, who became an undisputed champion, just like what Inoue has become, at cruiserweight, and came up and then beat Anthony Joshua. You got to give this man his 2022 flowers. He is a pound-for-pound guy in Alexander Usyk. We got to involve him. He might even be number 1. I haven't decided between him and the Japanese warrior. Inoue is right up there. See, pound for pound is a man that comes from different weight classes to come up in weight or go down in weight. They're not the baddest man in the planet. We'll talk about the baddest man in the planet after the pound for pound. I have different categories. Pound for pound's different to the baddest man on the planet. But Usyk, Alexander Usyk, big shout out to Usyk. Respect to this man. Respect to his country in Ukraine. This guy is a warrior, and he's a real pound for pound champion. Jamel Charlo. Jamel Charlo is a pound for pound champion. He's an undisputed champion at 154. You gotta give Jamel Charlo a pound for pound rankings. For Rap Star, I gotta give Jamel Charlo. He's made it in the pound for pound. The guy's cleaned up everybody that they gave him a fight. And regardless if he lost, he came back and beat the guy stronger. So you got to give Jamel Charlo some flowers. You can be haters. I know people don't like the Charlos. I've seen it. I know people don't like the Charlos. But you got to give Jamel Charlo his flowers, man. He's done more than most people are doing today. He's beaten all the guys. He's a proper undisputed champion. Give him his fucking flowers. Smash that like button. We're going to talk about certain people being in the pound for pound. And you can hate as much as you want. But Jermell Charlo is the man at 154. He cleaned up the whole division. Say what you want. It don't matter if you want to hate on the Charlos, but the Charlos have done what they got to do when it comes to Jermell. Forget the man, which is the Jamal. We're not talking about him. He ain't in the pound for pound. We're talking about his twin brother. He is in the pound for pound. Jermell Charlo is in the pound for pound. Errol the Truth Spence Jr. Errol the Truth Spence Jr. is in the pound for pound. Errol the Truth Spence Jr. is in the motherfucking pound for pound. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you how I see it. I don't give a fuck what people think about. Errol the Truth is a pound for pound fighter. He's got all the attributes and he's got all the 3 belts. He's got the WBC, the IBF, and the WBA super title. The man is the top guy in his division. The man is the top guy in his fucking division. Errol the Truth Spence Jr. is a pound for pound fighter. You just go and ask Tracy, bro. Have you met me, Bird Tracy? Come on, let's bring Tracy over here. She'll tell you how good Errol the Truth Spence Jr. is, mate. Come on, Trace. Come on, Tracy. Show the people your balance.
Right, what's going on here, Donny Zonderets? Barry's actually going to propose to Sandra. Sandra has been giving Barry mad head lately, and he's witch, yeah? He's doing this behind the back of the boys because they know, yeah, they would have cussed him out for proposing to Sandra. Tracy had one job to do, and that was to record it. But she's all over the bloody place. Barry's clocked that she didn't get the footage, so he's going to propose to Sandra again. Oh, for fuck's sake, Tracy! What's going on?
So look, you can even ask Tracy, bro. She's going all over the gaff. Errol the Truth Spence Jr. is in my pound for pound rankings. I gotta give him his flowers. I don't give a fuck. Errol Spence is still dominating the whole fucking division. I don't give a shit what you guys think, but he's the top guy at that weight class. At welterweight, he's the number 1 man. So Errol Spence is a pound for pound fighter on the Rapstar Boxing channel. That's just facts. Terence Bud Crawford. Terence Bud Crawford is still in the pound for pound rankings. Now, I don't know where I got him, but he's not in the top half. He's not in the top. But Bud Crawford is still in the pound for pound. Only because of his accomplishments, and he still beats up the rest of the guys. Even if they're not the top guys, he knocks them out. So Bud Crawford knocks out all the guys which they give him. So he shows you that he is a pound for pound guy. So yeah, Bud Crawford is still, I don't care if you guys are hating on him because he fights on BOK Prime. We are no fanboys over here. We don't have a fucking attachment to any fighter or any fucking narrative. Yo, let me see who's in the chat right now. I can see the chat right now. We got Danny Medina, my brethren from Australia, Aussie, Carl the Hunter Hansen. We got Larry Liston, Jose Garcia, big shout out to you, NL. What's happening, bro? Ralph Unreal, the one and only Bruce Goes. Go and subscribe to my brethren, Bruce Goes. Vigilante Williamson, what's happening, bro? Yes, man. Javis Bickle. Outlaw Boxing Club. What's going on to the Australian brothers out there? Outlaw Boxing Club in the motherfucking building. Coco the Bulldog. Yes, Coco the Bulldog. Big respect to Coco the Bulldog from the Mams out here in London. Yes, man. John McSmith. What is going on, bruv? Yes, bruv. But Terence Crawford, bro. Terence Crawford is still in the pound for pound rankings, bro. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is still in the pound for pound rankings if you ask Rapstar. Arthur Beterbiev. Arthur Beterbiev. Arthur Beterbiev is still a pound for pound fighter, bro. And let me tell you something about Arthur Beterbiev. Arthur Beterbiev ain't playing. He's got 100% fucking knockout ratio, bro. He's got 100% knockout ratio. You gotta put this geezer in the pound for pound. You gotta put this guy in the fucking pound for pound. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't care if you're a hater or whatever you are. You better put Arthur Beterbiev in the motherfucking pound for pound. Because you don't know shit about boxing. You don't know shit about boxing. Motherfuckers that never mentioned his name. Motherfuckers from other side of the pond in their channels don't even want to call these fighters names. On the YTBC, they're very subjective. We're going to cover all these fighters. You go look at other people's pound for pound rankings, they're fucking some narrative pound for pounds. You better recognize Arthur Beterbiev, bro. I'll say Arthur Beterbiev is a top guy. He might even end up as a #1 pound for pound. He might end up beating Dimitri Bivol, the man who beat Canelo Alvarez. So you better recognize this brethren here. You better recognize this man from Dagestan. I don't know where he's from. Dagestan, Kazakhstan. He's from somewhere over them sides. But this man is a serious, ruthless motherfucker. If he hurts you, he's putting you to sleep. He don't give a fuck who you are. If he hurts you, he's going to put you to sleep, bro. Juan Franco Estrada. He's a pound for pound fighter. Juan Franco Estrada is a pound for pound fighter, bro. Man's beating everybody in the fucking game. You got to give him his flowers. You got to give Juan Franco Estrada his flowers, bro. He's beaten so many names. Rangvasai, Codras, Roman Gonzalez. Everybody in the fucking division, bro. You got to give him his flowers. He's a pound for pound guy. I still put respect on Josh Taylor. Motherfuckers have got emotional because he had one bad fight. But he ain't lost no belts. And Josh Taylor got a better resume at 140 than many fighters have ever had. He's got a way better resume than fucking Terence Bud Crawford when it comes to the 140. He had one bad fight, but he won the fight. Josh Taylor still won that fight, bro. Josh Taylor still won that fight, if you ask me. And no matter what people think about him, he's still touching the pound for pound distance. He beat Regis Prograis. He beat Jose Ramirez. He beat Ivan Branchek. He beat a lot of the top guys. He cleaned up the whole fucking division, bro. And he gave up his belts to fight Jack Catterall again in a rematch. So what happens when Josh Taylor knocks out Jack Catterall? Somebody please tell me. What happens in the rematch if Josh Taylor knocks out Jack Catterall? Talk to me. What happens if Josh Taylor knocks out Jack Catterall? You're going to put him back in the pound for pound? People get emotional. Fucking big channels just get emotional. Take out the man because he had a tough fight. But he never lost no fucking belts. He never lost no fucking belts. Saul Canelo Alvarez is still in the pound for pound. Canelo Alvarez is still a pound for pound guy, bro. No matter what happens, what people say that he lost, well, he's doing things that people ain't doing. He went up to a weight class that he don't even fucking belong. But with what he's done already, yeah, he's gone down in the rankings. Yeah, Canelo Alvarez has gone down in the rankings, but he is still a pound for pound guy right now. So you got to give Canelo Alvarez his flowers. He is still a pound for pound guy. Don't matter what anybody says. Canelo Alvarez, mate, he deserves his pound for pound rankings regardless of his loss to Dimitri Bivol. I'm still going to put him in the pound for pound because the man's achieved more. Hey, let me tell you something. You can hate him as much as you want. But Canelo Alvarez has done 3 times and 2 times more than your favorite fighter. You can hate him as much as you want, mate. But Canelo Alvarez has done more than your favorite fighter by double. He's done twice as much than most of these fighters in today's world. He's done twice as much or 3 times more than even Demetrius Andrade, than Jamal Charlo, than fucking all the other guys. He's done way more than all of these guys who are champion. So you got to give Canelo Alvarez his flowers. He is still a pound for pound fighter. Dimitri Bivol. Hey, Bivol's a pound for pound guy now. Hey, Dimitri Bivol is a pound for pound man right now. I don't care what anybody says, but Bivol, he's that guy. The way he beat Zurdo Ramirez, ain't nobody, listen, right now, Bivol's that guy. Bivol showing you what he did to the pound for pound, number 1, number 2, Canelo Alvarez, and dropped him to number 6, number 7. Canelo's gone from number 1, number 2 to number 7, number 8. Maybe because of Bivol. Bivol turned Canelo Alvarez's life around. Bivol stopped Canelo Alvarez in his tracks and said, now you've gone too far, Canelo. Bivol's the one who gave Canelo the reality medicine. And the reality check came from Bivol. So you got to put Bivol in the pound for pound rankings, bro. But yo, we're gonna have an interval right now. We're gonna have a little interval, and we're gonna now play you the baddest rapper, Tunde Tupac. I'll be back soon.
What up?
How are you?
I'm great.
Can we meet you?
My name is Tunde Tupac, aka the Rap Killer.
Tunde Tupac.
The Rap Flexer. Kill them all.
Your name is
Tunde Tupac.
Tunde Tupac.
You can write the Rap Killer there.
But Tunde is your name.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Tunde, with your dressing, I know the kind of song that you're about to present.
Yes.
So you want to tell us about it?
Just rap game. I kill the rap game because the haters want us down, but they're not going to get us.
You don't need to tell us about the haters now.
Rappers, right? You're a rapper.
Rapper.
Good. Let's hear you.
Check it. Ha check it. Ha check it. Check it. Check it. I rule everywhere. I rule. They want to take me down, but they cannot take me down. Yeah. I rule New York. I rule Lagos to Atlanta. We go to Chicago. Check me out. Check my game. My game is tight. All the haters, I shoot them in the brain. Boom, boom, boom. I've been around with my guys, 50 Cent, Tupac, Biggie, Snoop Dogg. We're all in this game together because I kill them all. I kill Tupac and I kill Biggie. I kill them all because they can't contain my rap game.
Hey!
It's off the hook because I'll kill you all now.
No, calm down. You killed
who?
It's just a lyric. Don't fear.
Lyric.
Yeah.
Your lyric will put you in trouble. You have to be very careful. You don't just go about saying things that you don't know.
It's a rap game. That's
Oh, okay.
How old are you?
I've been in this game for more than 20 years.
How old are you?
I'm 15 years old.
What?
Just forget my age. Just focus on how long I've been in the game.
And you know Tupac. You know Snoop Dogg. You know 50
Cent. Oh God, we met in the States.
Oh.
Which state?
Akwa Ibom.
This guy.
You're just a joker. You know what? Just go. We'll get back to you.
So I told you, right? We're going to do the pound for pound rankings, and then we're going to go. We're going to do the pound for pound fighters of today in 2022. And then we're going to talk about who's the baddest man on the planet. Those are two different fucking topics. A pound for pound fighter is a man that goes back and forth in weights that can dominate any weight class. But the baddest man in the planet is a man that can beat the fuck out of anyone. And the baddest man in the planet is always the man. Like no other, but the biggest man in the world, which is classed as a heavyweight. So right now, when we talk about pound for pound, and we talk about baddest man on the planet, the baddest man on the planet today in raps, in on this channel, right now, is Tyson Gypsy King Fury. Now listen to me carefully. The baddest man on the planet today, right now in boxing, in 2022, hit that fucking like button. And if you don't like what you hear, because we're no fanboys, we're keeping it real. We're keeping it real. I just showed you all the pound for pound, guys. I just showed everybody the most respectful and the best fighters in the pound for pound. But when you talk about the baddest man on the planet, you talk about nobody else but Tyson Fury. Fury can dominate and beat the fuck out of anybody. Tyson Fury will knock Canelo out from here all the way to the other side of the world. Tyson Fury will beat the fuck out of Arthur Beterbiev. Tyson Fury will beat any man in this world right now. Because he is the baddest man on the planet. He can't be challenged. Only man who can challenge him is the man who's in position now, is Usyk. And when you challenge him, know that he's the baddest man. His style of fighting, him being such a long and big structure, 7-foot man he is nearly. He's like a 7-foot giant. And the man's got the skills and the movement and the orthodox, and he can fight in southpaw, and he can move his legs better than fucking anyone. Tyson Fury is the baddest man on the planet right now. This is that guy. You got the pound for pound, and then you got the baddest man on the planet. And that's the Gypsy King. That ain't nobody else. That is the Gypsy fucking King. Whether you agree it, I'll see some people that will agree, but anybody else, you're faking it. Until this man can get dethroned, he is the man who's the most crowned baddest man right now in 2022 is the Gypsy King. How many stone you guys say across the pan? I agree. Yeah, you gotta agree, otherwise you're being a hater, bro. Big Baby coming though. Yeah, Big Baby gonna need more. Right now, he's just, different. They're generations apart. You just ask Big Baby about Tyson Fury. Go ask Big Baby. He'll tell you. He already said that nobody can beat the Gypsy King. And even Big Baby will tell you that. Jarrett Anderson already knows himself after sparring Tyson Fury that he already told everybody that Tyson Fury will beat everyone. So that's coming from Big Baby himself. But now we're going to touch on the next part of the show. So just bear with me. And we're coming for part 2. We got 2 parts to this live today. I'm a bit, you know what I mean? I just woke up a little while ago. So bear with me. I'm going to get a cup of tea on. And we're going to go and talk about part 2 of what we were going to do.
Right, what's going on here?
Move. 1, 2. That's it. That's it. That's it. With your arms now. That's it. That's it.
Manchester United.
Yo, we're back over here. So let's take this to my side of the pond. Conor Benn has come out with a statement saying that he's going to prove his innocence. He said that he's going to show the boxing world that he never took nothing. That they have been putting something in his shit without his fucking knowledge. My thing is this. If Conor Benn did take something and he pays to prove his innocence, are you ever going to believe that he was innocent? Even if they give him a pass and they say that he was set up or he was taking something in a new product that he never knew had anything in it. That he never took a female testosterone drug. Would you believe it if Conor Benn says that he wasn't using it? And if he proves his innocence, would you believe it was conspiracy theory? Or do you believe that Conor Benn really is innocent if they prove he's innocent? I don't think nobody's going to believe that Conor Benn's innocent, even if he proves he's innocent. At this point, I think even if they prove that there were things which were mistakes and that they had no acknowledgement of taking anything, at the end of the day, the fans are always going to say that Conor Benn did take something. So my thing is, yeah, Conor Benn might prove he's innocent, but deep down inside, people are going to know that shit was covered up. And do people really give a fuck? Do people really give a fuck if Conor Benn comes back in 2023 and now he's going to be tested more? At the end of the day, I think people just want to see the fights. You know what I'm saying? I just think people are going to want to see the fights. Would that stop you watching Conor Benn? See, you guys are not from England, some of you, so you might not be in this fight as topic. But we're a world boxing channel. We're going to talk about all kinds of boxers. Conor Benn is a big attraction in England. He was the man that was the name for Virgil Ortiz. He was the man who was calling out Adrian Broner. He was the big money fight. Conor Benn is the big money fight. He brings the whole fucking big. He's big in the game. He gets millions. What I'm saying is, at this point, if Conor Benn proves he's innocent, hey, I don't even think at this point if it hurts him. Because even if he's guilty and he got 6 months suspension, ain't nobody going to give a fuck when Conor Benn comes back to fight. And just like Carl said, they're all juicing. Steven said Conor Benn's full of shit. Steven says Conor Benn is full of shit. Carl the Hunter says they all juicing. Some are just not as sick at flushing than others. So do you care, Carl, if he took something and he came back? Or you just want to watch the fights? Would it bother you, just like you watch many other fighters who took steroids and came back? Or took other drugs, like clenbuterol, like Canelo Alvarez, Oscar Valdez, Roy Jones Jr., James Toney, Povetkin, Shane Mosley. All these guys took some of these guys took way worse drugs than Conor Benn ever did. Ain't nobody give a fuck. When they want to watch you box, I don't think nobody's going to care. I don't think it's going to hinder anybody watching him. I don't think people are going to shut their channel off because Conor Benn's fighting. He's one of the most exciting fighters still. So why are people going to turn their head away? Oh, because Conor Benn took something. So does the rest of the motherfuckers. I couldn't give a fuck, says Carl. Carl says, I don't give a fuck if Conor Benn took any drugs. Hawker Mustang. If Ben passes the drug test for the next fight, why not give him credit? Why not give him credit to the all the clean tests that he gets? Let them all juice and fight. The biggest juice motherfuckers win. So, hey, listen, Joker in the building. Yo, what's happening, Logic? Joker says some of us don't care about PEDs. Some of us just don't give a fuck about the PEDs. We just want to watch boxing, bro. We want to watch a man against another man who beats the fuck out of that man. The PEDs are not the one who makes Conor Benn's fighting style. Conor Benn's same heart and aggression, and he's still got big fucking balls. Every motherfucker's probably taking PEDs. It's just that you didn't take the drug in time enough to flush it out your system. Let me teach you motherfuckers, some of you haters, something. I don't agree with none of this shit. But you know what you got to do when you take these drugs? You got to take a masking agent. And if you don't take your masking agent in time, which covers up the drugs that you took, there's another drug that you take in today's world. It's 2022, my friend. You can fucking smoke weed and go for your job tomorrow, and you can go to a fucking shop and get something that will clean out the weed that it won't even be in your bloodstream tomorrow. You can go and get stuff to cover up any drugs that you take. You just got to take the masking agent. So most fighters take masking agents. And most fighters just don't know how to take, like they don't take it in time. You know what I'm saying? But Conor Benn will be tested the most. Conor Benn's going to be most tested now when he comes back. That's all I'm saying. Victor Conte is the godfather of PEDs. Yeah, but Victor Conte is also the godfather of Kalen Plant, Devin Haney, all those guys, Andre Boo-Boo. They all are sponsored by fucking Snack and Victor Conte, bro. You're talking a rap star. I'm a man with the knowledge all over the world. Come on. You're talking a fucking rap star here, Logic. I exactly know who Victor Conte is. He's the man that was giving the drugs to Shane Mosley. He was the man that giving the drugs to the American baseball teams, bro. This man got drugs that can't even be detected. Victor Conte got drugs that cannot be detected, bro. That's how much science and doctors that he knew and people that he knew in the game. Come on, bro. Stop the bullshit out of here. You get me? Give me a second. You know what the problem is, right? Let me just show you how this underground works. And it's been going on for years. Smash the like button. I'm going to give you some knowledge. I'm going to give you some stuff that has been told to me. And I'm not going to mention no names. And you guys know that I know people behind the scenes in boxing. Now, I'm going to tell you, somebody very credible told me, and I'm going to explain to you how this works. Did you know that these drug agencies like VADA, USADA, UCAD, they're all different companies. They allow certain drugs to be allowed and certain drugs that they have banned. But when they ban them, every year, they analyze the drugs that they've banned. And then what they do, they also allow those drugs to be used in a future date. They change the laws of every medication and drugs that boxers use. Just like clenbuterol. They fucking penalized Canelo, and now they've made it okay to use it in certain companies. Certain drug doping agencies allow you to use what Canelo's using. Certain doping agencies don't allow you to use what Billy Joe Saunders was using. Every company has a list. Every company has their own list on the drugs which are allowed and the drugs which are not allowed. Now, let me tell you something else. Now you got the people in the medical field. And let me tell you how they bypass all this shit. So what's not allowed in 2022 are all these drugs. So what the doctors do, and these people in the pharmaceutical, they make a new drug which is not being looked for. So that drug is not on the list. But until they find that drug, then they're going to analyze that drug. Then they're going to put it into the list. Then they can either ban it or they can keep it. See, you are allowed to use all kinds of different drugs. If you look at USADA or UCAD, or you look at all the VADA, they show you a list of everything that's acceptable and what's not acceptable. But then you got people in the middle like Victor Conte and doctors and people that know what to give to people because they're not looking for that drug. See, what they were looking in 2018, now they got it on the list in 2021 or 2022. Every year there's different modified enhanced drugs, which are put together so that athletes can use them. So every time like there's a list for what's banned, there's people working in the game already making something else. At the end of the day, they know how to bypass the system. Look, there's doctors. Conor Benn's doctor said that I got drugs that they can't even find. The doctor for the athletes has come out openly and said it on a podcast that he's got drugs, enhanced drugs for athletes that even the doping agency can't find them. So there's always clever people in the game which know how to bypass the fucking doping agencies, bro. So Logic says, so the question is fighters who test positive but not fight under nutrition Conte, who has been busted many times in the past. Look at that. You got a man who's been busted for giving Shane Mosley injections, for giving many, many athletes and boxers drugs for not being detected. This guy was a mastermind in the game. He knew how to cheat the doping agencies. He knew how to give the athletes drugs where the doping agency couldn't even find it. He knew how to give it, when to give it, and when not to give it. How are you letting this man back in boxing with a new brand called Snap? And then he sponsors Devin Haney, sponsors Andre Boo, sponsors Kalen Plant. What the fuck is that about? How you let a drug cheater back in boxing with a new business? Boxing is corrupted, bro. Boxing is corrupted. I'm telling you, at its best. Smash that like button. Marijuana was once illegal, and now there is a dispensary in every neighborhood in my state. Fucking hell. They penalized you before for smoking fucking weed, but now they allow you to smoke weed everywhere you go. In America, in Amsterdam, it's legal. It's not legal in England, and it probably will be soon. Hawker Mustang says Biden signed the Respect for the Marijuana Act, and the law provides protection for same-sex and interracial marriages. Man, the world is twisted when it comes to the same-sex marriage. I don't know about that. Vada and USADA said IVs are being used by Mayweather before pack fight were banned, yet were allowed to be USADA. End story, and doesn't get mentioned as much as it should. Maybe Mayweather gave him $2 million, $5 million. What do you know? Maybe Mayweather had to pay a hefty fine and they had to cover it up. I don't know. Don't know. But yo, just bear with me, guys. Hit the like button. Support the fucking channel. It's your boy Rapstar, cooking early hours in the morning. A graveyard shift. Come on, smash that like button and we're going to talk about the next topic. You get what I'm saying? We're talking about what Rapstar's talking about. I'm not here to follow what every other channel talks about, bro. I'm not here to talk about a trend of boxing, what's on the YTBC. I'm here to talk about any topic that where I'm interested in, also as well as I hope you're interested in. If I'm going to talk about Conor Benn, we're going to talk about Conor Benn. If I'm going to talk about Monster Inoue, we're going to talk about the Japanese Inoue. It ain't always going to be your favorite fighter that we're going to speak about. It ain't always going to be your fanboy fighter that we're going to speak about, bro. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Big up to the man like Punch Drunk Boxing. What's happening, Punch? Give me a moment, man. I'll be back. Just give me a moment. I'm going to send the link. If anybody wants to talk about the pound for pound, before we go to the Teofimo Lopez topic, I've got a couple of topics on the Teofimo Lopez topic. We're going to touch it next. If you look at the thumbnail, you can see what I've written on the thumbnail. But if you want to chat something, I'll be back in a minute.
Right, what's going on here, Donny Zondernex? Barry's actually going to propose to Sandra. Sandra has been giving Barry mad head lately, and he's witch, yeah? He's doing this behind the back of the boys because they know, yeah, they would have cussed him out for proposing to Sandra. Tracy had one job to do, and that was to record it. But she's all over the bloody place. Barry's clocked that she didn't get the footage, so he's going to propose to Sandra again. Oh, for fuck's sake, Tracy! What's going on?
Rip.
It's my life, it's now or never.
Every time you committed, you got hit. You didn't want to fight. I was touching. What's wrong with your nose? What's wrong with your lip?
In the first round,
What's wrong with your stomach? I was hitting you every time.
With the head, man.
We was hitting you. Was running every time.
One knockdown is not deducted.
You was running the whole time. That's not how you entertain, bro. You was running the whole time.
I only win
every time you committed, I counted and I hit you. Every time you committed, I counted and I hit you. That's why you was running.
I point you every time.
This is a boring ass fight. I can't believe it.
It's the same.
I can't believe it. Yo, you guys got to give me a better dance partner. This guy was dead. Yo, he was running.
That's you so, but all the world.
Yo, the last 10 seconds of the 10th round, what was you doing? You was dancing and running.
Dame un segundo y ahorita vamos a platicar contigo. Teofimo Lopez.
Yo.
It's Heisman night at Madison Square Garden. It's supposed to be a celebration, and we got a little bit of controversy. What did you think about your performance tonight?
Yo, it's so hard to fight. It's so hard to fight somebody like this when they running the whole time. Every time this guy committed, I counted and I got him every time. He just run the whole time, every time. It's okay though. Look, we got a lot to work on. But first off, I want to thank God. I want to thank God for this, for real. No matter what it was, I apologize to everybody tonight. This is not how we perform to anybody. But listen, our dance partner was running the whole time.
When you think about that knockdown in that second round, you kept getting caught with that right hand. What happened?
Nah, it wasn't the right hand. He's southpaw, so it's the left hand. You feel me? But it wasn't that I was getting caught with it. He was just pushing me down.
Well, he did clip you with that right hand when you were coming in. It was a check right hook.
You guys are going to talk about one thing, but the whole thing, every time that this man wanted to commit, I was countering and tagging him. That's why he was running the whole time.
One judge saw it a draw, and the other one saw it close, and one guy saw it very clear for you. In terms of what you did right, how happy are you? You talked about your legs last time out in your 140-pound debut. How'd you feel physically?
No, I felt great overall. Look, I know he was tired. He didn't want to commit. He was just staying off his back foot and just running around the whole time. Listen, but it is what it is. This makes it look good. These guys are going to want to fight me now more than ever, and this is great. Now I can actually have a good fight.
Your father was asking you to throw combinations, Theo, and you were throwing one shot at a time. What was that all about?
Listen, every time I was committing, the guy was just going double back, triple back. So the whole thing now we just got to work on is just shifting more.
But you knew he wasn't going to be a cooperative, dance partner from the time you signed. I mean, you saw the Mikey Garcia fight. You saw his style as a southpaw.
Actually,
saw it a draw, and the other one saw it close, and one guy saw it very clear for you. In terms of what you did right, how happy are you? You talked about your legs last time out in your 140-pound debut. How'd you feel physically?
No, I felt great overall. Look, I know he was tired. He didn't want to commit. He was just staying off his back foot and just running around the whole time. Listen, but it is what it is. This makes it look good. These guys are going to want to fight me now more than ever, and this is great. Now I can actually have a good fight.
Your father was asking you to throw combinations, Theo, and you were throwing one shot at a time. What was that all about?
Listen, every time I was committing, the guy was just going double back, triple back. So the whole thing now we just got to work on is just shifting more.
But you knew he wasn't going to be a cooperative, dance partner from the time you signed. I mean, you saw the Mikey Garcia fight. You saw his style as a southpaw.
Actually, with the Mikey Garcia fight, of course, listen, no matter what it is, man, we're looking forward to facing the world champions. That's what really matters. I know that's what the fans want. Listen, I'm all about pleasing the fans. I'm all about giving them what they need, and that's the show.
You talked about 140, and there's a lot of big names. This is a loaded division. So your son is right here also wearing a Kyler Murray jersey ringside. I'm sorry, Caleb Williams. They can't bring the baby up, or they are going to bring the baby up. But what does it mean to have your son ringside once again, Teo?
No, it means everything. Everything I do is for my baby. We're all about growth, and we're all about taking care of our kids, man. Listen, everything, my life has changed ever since that kid's been born. I'm with my wife. We've been together. We've been working on things better. And that's what really matters, Listen, I can't have my kid. Come on, guys. It's ridiculous. But anywho, I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank my sponsors, Rain Body Fuel. I want to thank Bud Light. Thank you guys for the love and support. I would like to thank Essentia. And definitely, most importantly, I just want to thank God and everybody around.
It's a wide open division right now, Teo. You're going to grab your baby. Caleb Williams jersey, father and son. The names at 140 pounds. How do you see yourself getting an opportunity at a world title next?
Huh?
Who do you see yourself fighting to get that opportunity at a world title next? We would love to fight Josh Taylor. We would love to fight Regis Prograis. We would love to fight Alberto Pujols, I believe, at 140, or even a rematch with George Kambosos. So the rematch would be in play with George Kambosos. You still have that within you to get that revenge. No, yeah, absolutely. Listen, man, my whole thing now is just staying focused, staying devoted. He was just pushing me down. It's Heisman night at Madison Square Garden. It's supposed to be a celebration, and we got a little bit of controversy. What did you think about your performance tonight? Yo, it's so hard to fight. It's so hard to fight somebody like this when they running the whole time. Every time this guy committed, I counted and I got him every time. He just running the whole time, every time. It's okay though. Look, we got a lot to work on. But first off, I want to thank God. I want to thank God for this, for real. No matter what it was, I apologize to everybody tonight. This is not how we perform to anybody. But listen, our dance partner was running the whole time. When you think about that knockdown in that second round, you kept getting caught with that right hand. What happened? Nah, it wasn't a right hand. He's southpaw, so it's a left hand. You feel me? But it wasn't that I was getting caught with it. He was just pushing me down. Well, he did clip you with that right hand when you were coming in. It was a check right hook. You guys are going to talk about one thing, but the whole thing, every time that this man wanted to commit, I was countering and tagging him. That's why he was running the whole time. One judge saw it a draw, and the other one saw it close, and one guy saw it very clear for you. In terms of what you did right, how happy are you? You talked about your legs last time out in your 140-pound debut. How did you feel physically? No, I felt great overall. Look, I know he was tired. He didn't want to commit. He was just staying off his back foot and just running around the whole time. Listen, but it is what it is. This makes it look good. These guys are going to want to fight me now more than ever, and this is great. Now I can actually have a good fight. Your father was asking you to throw combinations, Theo, and you were throwing one shot at a time. What was that about? Listen, every time I was committing, the guy was just going double back, triple back. So the whole thing now we just got to work on is just shifting more. But you knew he wasn't going to be a cooperative, dance partner from the time you signed. I mean, you saw the Mikey Garcia fight. You saw his style as a southpaw. Actually, with the Mikey Garcia fight, of course, listen, no matter what it is, man, we're looking forward to facing the world champions. That's what really matters. I know that's what the fans want. Listen, I'm all about pleasing the fans. I'm all about giving them what they need, and that's a show. You talked about 140, and there's a lot of big names. This is a loaded division. So your son is right here also wearing a Kyler Murray jersey ringside. I'm sorry, Caleb Williams. They can't bring the baby up, or they are going to bring the baby up. But what does it mean to have your son ringside once again, Teo? No, it means everything. Everything I do is for my baby. We're all about growth, and we're all about taking care of our kids, man. Listen, everything, my life has changed ever since that kid's been born. I'm with my wife. We've been together. We've been working on things better. And that's what really matters, Listen, I can't have my kid. Come on, guys. It's ridiculous. Man,
in the first round,
what's wrong with your stomach? I was
with the head, man. We was running
every time.
One knockdown is not deducted.
You was running the whole time. That's not how you entertain, bro. You was running the whole time.
I only win
every time you committed, I counted and I hit you.
Really?
Every time you committed, I counted and I hit you. That's why you was running.
I point you every time.
This was a boring ass fight. I can't believe it.
It's the same.
I can't believe it. Yo, you guys got to give me a better dance partner. This guy was dead. Yo, he was running.
That's just so bad. All the world.
The last 10 seconds of the 10th round, what was you doing? You was dancing and running. Dame un segundo y ahorita vamos a platicar contigo. Teofimo Lopez. Yo. It's Heisman night at Madison Square Garden. It's supposed to be a celebration, and we got a little bit of controversy. What did you think about your performance tonight? Yo, it's so hard to fight. It's so hard to fight somebody like this when they running the whole time. Every time this guy committed, I counted and I got him every time. He just running the whole time, every time. It's okay though. Look, we got a lot to work on. But first off, I want to thank God. I want to thank God for this, for real. No matter what it was, I apologize to everybody tonight. This is not how we perform to anybody. But listen, our dance partner was running the whole time. When you think about that knockdown in that second round, you kept getting caught with that right hand. What happened? Nah, it wasn't a right hand. He's southpaw, so it's a left hand. You feel me? But it wasn't that I was getting caught with it. He was just pushing me down. Well, he did clip you with that right hand when you were coming in. It was a check right hook. You guys are going to talk about one thing, but the whole thing, every time that this man wanted to commit, I was countering and tagging him. That's why he was running the whole time. One judge saw it a draw, and the other one saw it close, and one guy saw it very clear for you. In terms of what you did right, how happy are you? You talked about your legs last time out in your 140-pound debut. How did you feel physically?
No, I felt great overall. Look, I know he was tired. He didn't want to commit. He was just staying off his back foot and just running around the whole time. Listen, but it is what it is. This makes it look good. These guys are going to want to fight me now more than ever, and this is great. Now I can actually have a good fight.
Your father was asking you to throw combinations, Theo, and you were throwing one shot at a time. What was that about?
Listen, every time I was committing, the guy was just going double back, triple back. So the whole thing now we just got to work on is just shifting more.
But you knew he wasn't going to be a cooperative, dance partner from the time you signed. I mean, you saw the Mikey Garcia fight. You saw his style as a southpaw.
Actually, with the Mikey Garcia fight, of course, listen, no matter what it is, man, we're looking forward to facing the world champions. That's what really matters. I know that's what the fans want. Listen, I'm all about pleasing the fans. I'm all about giving them what they need, and that's the show.
You talked about 140, and there's a lot of big names. This is a loaded division. So your son is right here also wearing a Kyler Murray jersey ringside. I'm sorry, Caleb Williams. They can't bring the baby up, or they are going to bring the baby up. But what does it mean to have your son ringside once again, Teo?
No, it means everything. Everything I do is for my baby. We're all about growth, and we're all about taking care of our kids, man. Listen, everything, my life has changed ever since that kid's been born. I'm with my wife. We've been together. We've been working on things better. And that's what really matters, Listen, I can't have my kid. Come on, guys. It's ridiculous. But anywho, I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank my sponsors, Rain Body Fuel. I want to thank Bud Light. Thank you guys for the love and support. I would like to thank Essentia. And definitely, most importantly, I just want to thank God and everybody around.
It's a wide open division right now, Teo. You're going to grab your baby. Caleb Williams jersey, father and son. The names at 140 pounds. How do you see yourself getting an opportunity at a world title next?
Huh?
Who do you see yourself fighting to get that opportunity at a world title next?
We would love to fight Josh Taylor. We would love to fight Regis Prograis. We would love to fight Alberto Pujols, I believe, at 140, or even a rematch with George Kambosos.
So the rematch would be in play with George Kambosos. You still have that within you to get that revenge?
No, yeah, absolutely. Listen, man.
Yo, thanks for everybody being patient, staying in the building. I don't know, nobody jumped on? Okay. I thought somebody would jump on while I, take my time out and come back. But, here we are. And you're sitting with Rapstar again. But look, now we're going to touch on this topic. Teofimo Lopez is in a tough spot, regardless of everything that's happened now. With that fight with Sandor Martin, him going forward now is only going to be pressure. My question is the Teofimo Lopez that I'm looking at, with the pressure that's on board, he's got to make some serious fucking decisions soon. The man's saying that he wants to wait and fight Josh Taylor, and then he wants to either fight Regis Prograis first. And if not, he's going to fight the other champion. And if not, he wants the George Kambosos fight. So Teofimo Lopez is basically now in a spot after going with Sandor Martin at 140 pounds. How does he look going backwards now? He's got to now go forwards. And him wanting to be champion, he's got to fight a real name. So where Teofimo Lopez is now with what's happened, we've seen him in a tough fight now. He made it tough for himself. What pressure, and there's the pressure boiling right now in Teofimo Lopez's mind. My thing is, can he rise on that pressure or does he fold? Does Teofimo Lopez fold? Does Teofimo Lopez now, because of the pressure boiling point, people are telling him to get rid of his dad. People are saying that he's overrated. People are saying now Teofimo Lopez loses to Devin Haney 8 out of 10 times. That Teofimo Lopez that people were speaking about is gone. That Teofimo Lopez that people were pushing is gone. Now there's only a limited fans which are rocking with the Lopezes. A lot of the fans now have gone the other way because they now doubt Teofimo Lopez. They now doubt the takeover. So my thing is the pressure now in his life, in where he is, he's in the boiling point because everything going forward is a Regis Prograis fight. Or if it's another guy and he loses and he doesn't fight Regis Prograis, he loses the fucking opportunity to be a champion. So TEO is in a big spot now. And he got to either handle the pressure, rise up, be a man, and show the haters that he's better than they ever thought he was. Or does he fold? Does Teofimo Lopez fold under pressure? Frank, you finally came on, mate. What's going on?
Man, nothing had to eat like you, man.
All right, well, I'm gonna let you take the floor while I have my
Oh.
little break, my little tea and my crumpets. You now listen to this. People can see Teofimo Lopez, right? You know, certain tactics he's got on antics. They feel like he might fail mentally or have a breakdown, right? He's already said that he was thinking of committing suicide at one point. What we're saying is his mental stability could be his biggest downfall. But being this pressure, either he's going to rise to it, Frank, and do something which is unthinkable, or, as you can see it, he might start failing, or he might really do something where he'll become distractible, like he'll be a destruction to himself. This pressure, where do you think it's going to hit him? Do you think it's going to hit him, or do you think he can rise with it? How do you see the pressure in the man's life right now?
Let me just first say that you know me, I'm not a fanboy. I don't fanboy for anybody. I'm not necessarily a TEO fan, but I mean, I just want to see great fights, and I think the man puts on great fights. He didn't have a great fight dance partner, you know, the other night. But in order to answer your question, you know, I've been watching boxing long enough that I don't write any fighter off after a loss. I don't write them after 2 losses. I don't write them off after 3 losses. I don't write them after 4 losses, and so on. One of the greatest fighters we just witnessed was Manny Pacquiao. I mean, how many losses did he finish with? 6. People try to write him off after getting flattened by Marquez. They try to write De La Hoya off after Trinidad. They try to write Trinidad off after, I believe who was his first loss? Felix Trinidad, Winky Wright, where he looked really bad. Bernard Hopkins lost early in his career. You could just go on down the line. Anthony Joshua has 2 losses. Are we writing him off? You know what, man? These are not real boxing fans that get on here, and they just want to, you know, when you heard these guys talk about Teofimo, they want to prey on his downfall. You know, even with Stank Davis and all his criminal issues, I don't pray or wish bad upon him. But you heard a ignorant piece of shit last night that Havo said, "Oh, is he going to kill himself next time?" Like, this is the type of ignorant pieces of shit that you're dealing with when you talk about fighters. Like, I'm gonna talk about his boxing, whatever's going on in his personal life, or with Stank Davis or Ryan Garcia's mental health. You know, I kind of leave those things alone. I don't know enough. I don't know enough about Teofimo to comment about him and his dad and the relationship. I mean, you can hear rumors, but there's a lot of Earl people are calling Earl a piece of shit. He's a drug addict and these things. But you know what? You know, for all your hate, Teofimo's still pretty successful. He's accomplished a lot already. So I don't understand why you would prey on his downfall. If it's an agenda you're pushing, then I understand why you would come on here and say, talk about his suicide issues, if that's even true. But to wish ill upon him just makes no sense. I think he has a bright future. You know, I just hope the people that really want to see him fall keep that same energy for when he does succeed. There was a guy that used to fight that I liked, Zab Judah. Zab Judah was known for having many issues, and he still came on and had great success, you know, after losing to Costa Zoo. So, you know, I don't understand these people who get on here, and you could be critical. I'm critical of Teofimo. He did not look great, but you take fighters like Guillermo Rigondeaux, Sandor Martin. Some of these guys, they can just make you look bad. I mean, there's been plenty of fighters. Emmanuel Burton, they're awkward. Darnell Boone, there's just always going to be fighters that are going to make others look bad because, of their pretty sickening style. They don't want to engage. And whatever issues you have with TEO, it seems like it's outside the ring that he talks too much. But it seems like they don't have the same energy for their favorite fighters. The Charlo brothers were like fighting and beating up waitresses. I don't hear anybody talking about they have instability issues. The guy hasn't fought in 2 years. You never hear these guys say anything about them. You never hear him say anything about Earl Spence's issues. It's always Teofimo. For some reason, he's the poster boy for mental illness when it's been other fighters that pulled out for actual having mental illness. And even if he is battling, I mean, everybody battles their demons. But I mean, I think his talent is phenomenal, and to say he doesn't have issues would be lying. But I think he's proven himself. He's done more than all the other guys, Garcia, Ryan, in that little quartet. He hasn't done more than Loma, but for the division that we're talking about, 135, where he was at, he's done more than even Devin Haney. All he did was beat Cambosos. He got a gift. If Loma didn't go to the war, Devin Haney would not have those belts, and that's just the facts. I mean, he got a gift that Loma went to the war. But all these fighters talk. I mean, Shakur Stevenson was involved in a shootout. Not that he was involved, but he was in the vicinity of where a man was actually murdered. And there's a lot of rumors surrounding him that I've seen. But again, a lot of these things are rumors. It seems like we're a rumor culture now, that we believe anything we hear or see. And so all these things about Teofimo are just rumors unless we can confirm. I know people said, we're talking about what he said after the fight, as far as what he say, that I don't know if I got it. He mentioned something on Instagram that he was playing around. That's what it kind of looked like. It kind of looked like he was making a joke. I didn't take it serious, People act like this is tennis or golf. You interview a golfer or a tennis, they're gonna be clear-headed, focused. When these guys talk after a fight, I mean, they just got punched in the head for 10, 12 rounds. Look at what Anthony Joshua did, had a meltdown after losing. But nobody talks about that. But I mean, it's easy to just have full on hate. A lot of the idols, Sugar Ray Leonard had a lot of issues outside the ring. I mean, he wrote a book about his addictions, and Floyd, that he went to jail. It's like people forget that every fighter, Oscar and his pictures, and him being to rehab. It's like we forget all these issues. There was a favorite fighter of mine, Fernando Vargas, who readily admitted that he probably was worse than Teofimo outside the ring. He had a lot of issues. He had legal issues worse than Teofimo. It's just, people swept it under the rug for him. But when it comes to Teofimo, I haven't seen anything criminal that he's done, like some of these other guys who somehow get a pass and then nobody wants to talk about. But again, that's not for me to talk about, because I just want to see him perform in the ring. I guess call it Bliss's ignorance. But look, guys, we got to understand, these are just rumors about anybody. Hanky, Shakir, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo, they're under the bright lights. All the legends, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. Manny Pacquiao couldn't come to the States. That's why he had to fight in Australia. But let's keep it real,
though. I want you to keep. What do you think about this statement? I can play it to you.
Okay.
Do you remember when Teofimo Lopez said, "I'm gonna fucking kill people's careers. I'm gonna end people." He said, "I'm gonna end Devin Haney. I'm gonna end Shakur. I'm gonna end Ryan's careers. When I finish with them, their careers are gonna be over." What I'm saying is, do you think Teofimo Lopez is worried about so much other things that he sometimes gets too involved in these topics and talks? What do you think about that?
No, he's too emotional. I mean, that's what I want to hear a fighter say.
Yeah.
I want to hear the call out. It's like we say a guy's ducking because he don't call out, but when he does call out, now he's talking too much. The fans are fair weather, bro. Right. Look, yeah, you gotta win. You gotta back your shit up. Like, there's no excuses for that. But at the same time, we understand the politics. We understand how these fights do and don't happen, and that it's not easy just to get a pro grade fight or what have you. But I do want to hear him talk like that. You know, it's like when Shakur and Hanky were they didn't when they first happened, they weren't gonna fight because they were friends. Do you remember that? Or like Jermell Charlo and Spence will never fight because they're buddies. We criticize, we don't want to hear that. But then when you talk about another fighter, we don't want to hear that also. It's like we're just so fair weather, bro. It just really depends on who you're a fan of and who you favor in boxing. Manny Pacquiao really called people out. You know, he said, "Let me talk to my promoter." You know, Floyd. I don't remember him ever saying Manny's name. I don't ever really remember him calling people out. He just, he said whoever the fans want him to face. But we live in a day and age where it is the social media age. So it's like they're giving us content. Like, you're a content creator, Rap. So think about Teofimo's giving you 2 weeks worth of content. And that's what I think he's alluding to, is that he understands the social media game in boxing too, and how to grow your star.
It's basically all an act.
Well, is it most of it? I mean, did you ever believe?
Basically, Teofimo Lopez is playing an act. Like, it's an act for the fans. It's an act for himself, that he knows that he needs to entertain. So he needs to act in a certain way.
Well, isn't everybody in the entertainment industry? Because, I heard his press
some
conference.
boxers are real, like Manny Pacquiao is who he is. Tyson Fury, like it or not, but that's just who he is.
Okay.
Maybe Teofimo Lopez is trying too much to let the fans hear and the media hear, because we got to keep it real, Frank. Maybe he's worried too much about what the people think, and he should worry more about himself.
Rap, and I understand where you're coming from, but one thing we have to understand is that, these guys' careers are short. You have to maximize it all. Like, and then how long are these guys actually on top? It could be a year. It could be 2 years. It's rare that you have Canelos that can have 10 years on top. We just seen Josh Taylor get to the top, and whoops, he banana slip. Anthony Joshua gets to the top, whoops, banana slip. Deontay Wilder gets to the top. You're not at the top very long, so you kind of just got to go balls to the wall. I mean, you got to do whatever it takes. I mean, for how great everybody says these Shakira is and Hanky is and Ryan is, their next fight they could get slept. It's that simple. The next fight could be their last.
Let's go to Australia, right? We're going to go to Australia now. We're going to talk to Carl the Hunter. Carl, what's happening, bruv?
How are you, boys?
Hey, we're just living the dream, mate. Living the dream.
That's the way. What are we chopping up?
We're chopping up is Teofimo Lopez. Sometimes does he talk a lot of shit? Like, or is that the kind of shit that you want to hear him say, that I'm going to end every fighter? You like the talk? Or do you think sometimes he's pleasing the cameras too much? Or, what do you think about the way Teofimo Lopez promotes himself?
Oh, man, I think it's... I don't know what his eye sees, man. Like, he was caught with the check right hook, and he kept saying it was the left hand. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is he a little bit fucking off his head or what?
I don't know. What do you think about Teofimo Lopez's speech, the way that he talks to the cameras? Do you think he tries too much to let the media hear what? Do you think he analyzes it too much, or do you think that's just him, who he is? That's just how transparent he is. Sometimes that's who he is.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen any different from him. So he's kind of stayed in his lane, you know what I mean? Like, he's always been fucking crazy and talks stupid shit. So I think that's just who he is. I think that's his makeup, and he stayed in that lane. He's never changed. He's always been fucking delirious. So that's just who he is. I think that, and you know what? I've got no hate with that, because I think that's good for boxing. I think it's fucking great, because Jesus Christ, it'd be a fucking boring sport if they just sat there at a fucking press conference.
Yeah, at least he gives you entertainment, like Adrian Broner. Yeah. Adrian Broner will say anything. Sometimes,
exactly.
You got, at least Teofimo Lopez gives you entertainment.
Yeah, that's right. He's an entertainer, bro, and I Yeah, and he stayed in his fucking lane. That's what I like, guys that stay in their lane, man. And he's chosen to be the crazy, delirious one, man, and fucking rock with it. I reckon ride it till the fucking ship sinks.
All right, all right. Well, let's go to David. David, how do you think about Teofimo's persona, personality, how he comes across? Do you think that's who he is, or do you think he makes it up for the cameras? What do you think?
I think that's who he is. I think Teofimo
Can you
is very
speak up to
trans.
the to the mic? We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you better.
All right. I think first off, thank you once again for having me on the platform. I think he's just very transparent. I think Teofimo has no filter. He says what's on his mind. He slips up sometimes and says things at the wrong time. He probably doesn't really think before he talks. And right now, right before I jumped on your live, I was just watching the Sandor Martin Teo fight for the third time. I'm gonna be honest with you. He looked worse against Nakatani. He got hit way worse, way more times against Nakatani. I saw this fight, and I only gave Sandor Martin 2 rounds. Sure, Teofimo wasn't using too much um the right tactics to get the job done. He was doing a lot of stuff with his athleticism, but his speed was there. He landed the more telling shots. I think he's gonna be okay. I think he's gonna be okay. A lot of people are overthinking about what he said when he said, "Do I still have it?" But people fail to mention that he also said it's time to to get back to work. He said I have a lot of work to do, and that could be a positive thing. They might just get humble and say, you know what, Dad, let's bring somebody in, let's work on some fundamentals. Because if he works on his fundamentals and does what he has to do, he's gonna be right back where everybody expects him to be. That fight wasn't even close. And Tim Bradley, those guys on ESPN are so biased.
A piece of shit.
Every
Yeah.
time Sam,
So you
let me
think
listen to
Tim
this.
Bradley and Andre Ward they're
No,
hating
because
on
that bitch ass
Teofimo?
Bradley was talking about Butler was backing up and not doing
Listen to
anything.
this.
Motherfucker
Listen
fought
to
the
this.
same way.
Listen to this. Every time Sandor Martin landed a fucking soft little punch, you hear,
Oh,
ooh, ooh, exactly. But then when Teofimo's landing the head snapping punches, Teofimo landed some nice combinations. In my opinion, what I would have had him do, I would have had Teofimo fainted, come in, land the shot, and then step back. So when Sandor commits, catch him with that counter. Because every time he was committing, he was catching him with some nice counters. He just wasn't setting up enough traps. He wasn't using feints. But this is something that he could bounce back from. A lot of people are talking about he's gonna lose to this one and that one. Let me tell you something. Regis Prograis does not fight like Sandor Martin, and Sandor Martin will go 12 rounds with anybody. Let me tell you. And I think Teofimo is gonna be okay. I still want to see him fight George Kambosos again, just to get that demon out the way completely. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. He didn't look that bad. It goes to show you that if you don't know shit about boxing, if you're just gonna listen to the TV people talking, you're gonna go with that narrative. I even heard Teddy Atlas talking about it on his podcast, and he was putting Teofimo down. I'm telling you, that ESPN
So
fucking
let me ask you this.
broadcasting,
Let's ask a very simple truth question. Do you
yeah.
think Dre and Timothy Bradley just dislike Teo because Teo said certain things about the ESPN people that they're very biased? Do you think they just dislike him and they totally targeting Teofimo Lopez to look bad? Is that what you're saying?
It's hard to say that because there's times I've heard Tim Bradley say good things about him, like he really
But you
wants
just don't think
Teofimo
that
to
they
do
were
good.
impressed with this fight with Teofimo
They
Lopez?
weren't they weren't impressed, but they were also like it was kind of weird.
But
It
it's a
in
was
a
simple
definitely
question,
rat.
bro. Do you
It's
think
an agenda, bro.
Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley, do they have a slight dislike or hate towards
yeah.
Teofimo Lopez? Yes or
I
no?
feel yes I feel so yes.
Yo,
Wow. So
but
you
text
think?
rat.
Wow, you think and Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley really dislike him? They hate him.
I'm not
They
saying
do.
hate, but
They
they're a
do,
little
bro.
biased
Tell me
towards him.
why.
Bro,
Tell me why.
bro, all you had to do is listen to them. If you listen to how they
I
talked
listen
about,
to them, but I want to know why you
well, let me
saying
tell
that
you.
they hate
Okay,
him.
I'm gonna tell you when they were watching the Keyshawn Johnson, they were oh my God, you see how he
Sean
looks? He's the
Davis.
best. And then when Xander came on, oh, he has a lot of work to do. Jared Baby Anderson came on, oh, he's fantastic. Oh my God, T.O. Oh, he has a lot of work to do. Dude, it's obvious. Like after I seen that, I mean, I've noticed it before, but after I seen that, they hated the same two guys, and they were
Spanish guys.
congratulating the other guys. And Keyshawn was fighting a punching bag. And they were like, oh my God, he's brilliant. Xander actually fought a credible opponent that fought back. And he had a lot of work to do. There's a lot of holes in his game. That's not objective commentary.
I agree with you. What's your name?
So you think
Frank.
at the end of the day that
Frank, I agree with you.
they don't like Teofimo Lopez with the comments Teo's made?
No,
so
it was Xander also. They said the same thing. They shitted on Xander's fight.
Really?
Watch it again, bro.
I thought Xander looked okay too. Xander's defense
I
got
don't
better.
think Xander looked that good. I don't think Xander looked as good as he has.
Because he was in with a decent opponent. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to say is that Keyshawn was in with the punching bag, and he looked spectacular and was amazing. And then Xander was actually in a legitimate fight, and he has a lot of work to do. Same with that.
Keyshawn's opponent was actually better.
I think Keyshawn's opponent had a really good chin. I think that's why he wanted to get some rounds under his belt.
Cole, do you reckon this Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward are very biased and they dislike some of these fighters, which are like Teo, Xander Zayas, some of these Latino? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking you, Cole.
Yeah,
do you think they hate
them? I'm going to be honest. I don't listen to the commentary when I watch it. I put it on mute, and I'm usually calling it on a panel or listening to someone who's calling it live. So I can't really speak too much on that. I'll have to go back and have a look, man, because I know they were talking up Keyshawn.
Look, when Butler was fighting last night, Tim Bradley, the same piece of shit that said Sandor was putting on a boxing lesson, said, "Oh, he's backing up and not fighting. He's running." That's what he said. He condemned Butler for running.
Mm. So what you're saying is they're biased commentators.
They got an agenda. It's an agenda. All you have to do is listen. If you listen to
I'm going to go back and watch it again because I'm going to go back. I scored the Teofimo.
I don't listen to them, bro. I listen to BT Sports and Sky. You guys listen to them.
Yeah,
we don't listen to these guys.
Okay, Rapstar, let me ask you a question. How did BT Sports and Sky see the fight? Because I didn't see it on that network. How did they call it? How did it sound on your end?
They sound like Teo was doing better than Sandor Martin, for sure.
There we go. And you know what's crazy? I saw the fight live. When I saw the fight live, I did not see the fight being close at all. Nobody did. Everybody was looking at Sandor Martin like he was crazy. Like, why are you celebrating for? I've been to fights where it was close. Nobody in Madison Square Garden thought Sandor Martin had it close at all. If you watch it on TV, you would think that, because that's how they were talking. I watched it twice on TV, and I scored it the same way. I gave Sandor Martin round 2, and I gave him round 8. Teofimo took every single round, man. That shit wasn't close. The Nakatani fight was tougher. He got hit more against Nakatani than he did against Sandor Martin.
So you think people would say that Teo lost that fight to Sandor? They're hating. They're totally hating on just they want him to lose. Is that what it is?
All over YouTube, man. Like if you look through YouTube, all you see is channels putting Teofimo down. YouTube has gotten real toxic. Like a lot of channels, they're into that race shit. It's crazy. A lot of channels are just slandering him and making content. So
but they are slandering him about him second guessing himself in most channels. I don't think I got it anymore. What do you think about that statement, Carl? I'm going to ask Carl, then I'm going to go to David, I'm going to go to Frank, and then I'm going to go to myself. Carl, what do you think about that statement that he made openly, and it was caught all over the world, on the TV, global attraction, all over, that he said, I don't know if I got it anymore, bro. Like he was second guessing himself, even himself. Like what
Those
the
aren't
fuck?
his words. Those aren't the words he said. He said, "Do you think I still have it?" That's what he said. But go ahead.
He didn't say I don't think I got it anymore?
No, he asked the guy, "Do you think I still have it?"
Okay. Go on. Talk to me, Cole.
It sounded like he didn't have much confidence, bro. It sounded like he was down on his confidence. I don't know.
I think he was upset with the fight himself. And I'm going to keep it real, David. I know you're a TEO fan. I'm a TEO fan. But to be honest, he was upset with himself, bro. He was already upset with the way that he was when he finished the fight.
Take nothing else but that away from it. He was upset with his performance. Take nothing else but that away from it. That's what he was saying.
That's what I believe too. I don't think that he thought he lost the fight. I believe that he wanted to impress. He was headlining the card in the big building. It was Heisman night. The guy didn't cooperate, and he had high expectations. So that's how he felt, And then he seen the guy's body language as far as seeing the guy throwing himself on the fucking ground like he didn't won a gold medal. So he's probably thinking to himself, wait a minute, did this guy win? Like, what's going on? Because you can see the body language of a person that loses. That guy really thought he won the fight. Nobody else thought that way. And then his father was pleading him to do this, to do that. So that might have gotten into his head. Because, like I say, he probably, not probably, I'm sure he wanted a better
I
performance.
think what
But
looked really bad, I'll tell you what, let's keep it facts, right? And this what looked really bad, even for the Teofimo Lopez fans, is when he got fucking dropped and looked off balance with Sandor Martin. Those vulnerabilities is what pissed people off. I'll tell you the truth. If you were real hardcore, and no, if you were a boxing fan and you have a bit of a liking towards Teo, you were pissed off at that moment.
I was pissed off that it was called a knockdown. I was
Yeah,
pissed
but
off
you
that,
gotta remember that he put himself in that vulnerable position, right?
yeah, he kept
He
trying
he,
for that right hand to the
he
body.
keeps looping in with that right with his left low, right?
Yeah.
He keeps his left hand low like he's Prince Nassim Hamed. He said he loves Prince Nassim Hamed. He's trying to fight like Prince Nassim Hamed too much.
I'm not
He's
saying he tries to fight like Ahmed, because he don't
no,
fight
but
like
you know
Ahmed.
he coming in with those looping shots like Hamed used to do. What I'm
He was
saying
doing
is,
that in desperation.
yeah, but those are fucking moves. I don't want to sound bad, but he
Those are,
fighting
those
like
are
no,
Ahmed.
David. He was
Yeah.
fighting at certain rounds desperate.
Yeah, he was.
He
Like I
does.
said, he probably wanted the
Listen,
knockout.
bro. He don't need to fight the fucking same way. He's better than that. This guy is better than what he's showing you, bro.
I know that. I know that. My thing is this: he knows that, and I think like I said, he wanted a better performance. This is a style that he's probably not going to face for a long time from a southpaw. Even Devin Haney doesn't run as much as Sandor Martin. Devin Haney engages with you. He might throw a looping punch at a time. It might try to hold you, but even Devin Haney he's gonna have more chances to connect against a Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. Every fighter's had a bad performance. Let's not forget Shakur Stevenson had a performance where
I was
he
just
didn't look
about to
like
say that. He
everybody.
apologized.
Everybody has a performance that's not to their liking and to the liking of the fans. Shakur Stevenson didn't look like he wasn't a good fighter, but he looked like he was too cautious. He looked like he was afraid of power. So people were questioning what will happen if Shakur fights a powerful puncher. Is he going to get gunshot? Shakur questioned himself. Probably. He just didn't say it vocally, but he probably questioned himself and he came back and he got better. He handled his business. I think Teofimo is going to be okay, man.
Valdez, he wasn't too worried about Valdez.
Huh? What happened?
Go on, Cole, mate. Say that again, Cole.
Oh, Shikari wasn't too worried about Valdez. I think Valdez was a bit more respectable and concise here.
Yeah, because Shakur went to the drawing board. That's why he listened. He realized I got to get better.
Wasn't too worried about his power.
No, he's saying that Shakur apologized for his performance, which is basically the same thing.
Yeah, in his own way, exactly, man. Everybody, I mean, I don't right now. I can't think of too many fighters, but every fighter's had a performance. And can you name?
I think he more apologized for not making weight. I think that was more the point. He was
No, we're
apologizing.
not. No, that wasn't that fight. Carl, wasn't that fight. We're talking
Oh,
about
you're
the
not
fight.
talking about. Oh, right.
He fought the African guy that had knocked out
He stunk the joint out.
the same African guy came back and knocked out I forgot his name, man. The guy that Valdez knocked out.
Yeah, the same thing happened to Ryan Garcia. He fought that to-go kid, and he was like, man, you know what? I know this guy didn't want to fight. It was a bad fight. Like, these guys know because they want to entertain. They hear other guys, they don't really give a shit.
Who's
But
ever looked good against a runner? Think about great
yeah,
fighters.
watch the to-go fight. Watch Ryan Garcia versus to-go. That motherfucker was on his bike all night. It was worse than Sandor.
But one thing we know about Teofimo Lopez, right, that we know he knows he's a bit better because he was embarrassed by it by himself. Like, you could tell he was frustrated.
Yeah.
You can
But
see
his
it in
defense wasn't
himself,
that
bro.
bad.
Huh?
With the exception of him getting caught with that right hook when he was throwing that right, his defense wasn't bad. He was catching a lot of punches and countering. Like that's what I'm saying. He looked worse against Nakatani, in my opinion. And I believe he's gonna be back based now if let's say this was Teofimo acting regular the whole time, but then he starts acting crazy now, then you would wonder. But like I was thinking about what what Punch Drunk said and what Punch Drunk said was right. He been acting a little crazy because he had family issues going into the Nakatani fight. And going into the Comey fight, people thought it was going to be a dangerous fight based off the Nakatani performance. He destroyed Comey, he beat Lomachenko, and then, everything went down. He had a little stumbling block with Kambosos, came back, had a little fight. Now he had a fight where it wasn't impressive, but he didn't get beat up. I think he's gonna be okay, man. The right opponent. Hopefully they make some changes.
Yeah,
Add somebody to the team.
there was a guy who had a worse incident when Zab Judah lost to Kasazu. He was throwing chairs. He got banned, and he came back. Nobody was saying anything. I mean, with Teos, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go. You cooking because I was gonna mention Zab Judah. I'm glad you said it. Keep going.
Fucking threw chairs and tried to grab Jay Nady. It was pretty awful, and he came back. I mean, that shit happens.
And you know what, Zab Judah, all due respect, no disrespect to Zab. He was one of my favorite fighters. Zab Judah was one of those fighters, and I hope Teofimo doesn't become like Zab. And once again, no disrespect to Zab, because Zab did accomplish some things in boxing, some great things. But Zab Judah was never really the same. Even though he did win some belts afterwards, he was never the same. Zab Judah was supposed to be on the level of Floyd Mayweather. He was a phenom. You know what I'm saying? He was highly gifted, and he used to get inside of his head too. And it got to the point where Zab Judah was a big draw, but he was always the B-side. They brought him in there to lose and put up a fight. You know what I mean? And I don't want that to happen with Teofimo. But, let's see what happens.
I'm just saying that I mean, I've been watching boxing enough that I've seen worse. When Oscar lost to Shane the second time, he said he was going to have an investigation. And, it actually ended up coming. Yeah, but it actually came out that Shane was on steroids too. So Oscar won, in the end. But this shit happens, man. I mean, these guys say things that they probably regret, but it's fucking boxing, not tennis. It's not golf. They're not like in their right mind,
You have to be headstrong, bro, because certain losses demoralize you. See, there's a lot of fighters in boxing, a lot of legends that never really bounce back, and then there's fighters that have. Roberto Duran, that No Mas loss, that's a career killer, bro. He took a bad loss, and then he went on to lose to Alfredo Benitez, and somehow, some way, he turned it around and bounced back and accomplished more greatness, And let's see what happens, man. People gotta stop writing guys off just because they lost, just because they had a bad performance. It wasn't his best performance, but I think Teofimo's gonna be okay, man. This is gonna be a motivation for him to get his act together.
Yeah, but if he's gonna be okay, are you confident with him going forward?
Absolutely.
Now, not fight. Now he's gonna be fighting another competition, right? His competition now is growing. At 140, he fought Kampa, and now he's gone to Sandor Martin. And Sandor Martin is a good fighter all round. People don't give him his credit.
You
got to give Sandor Martin his credit. That he's a good fighter.
Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, he's a good fighter. People are trashing Sandor Martin. What the fuck
He got
you
a
think
good
this
beard.
is? Sandor, let me tell you this. Sandor Martin probably could give Devin Haney some fucking problems.
Let me ask you a question, Rapstar. Being that we always see Devin Haney always fighting the way
Devin
he
Haney
fights.
could have problems with Sandor Martin, bro.
Yeah, because Devin Haney might have to be the one coming forward. We never seen that before. So you never know, man. You never know until you face that style. That would be a fucking boring fight. I'd rather fucking go in the bathroom and use my Manscaped and shave my balls with my Manscaped instead of watching that fight. But
exactly.
In order to be impressive, it's hard to be impressive with that type of style. The type of fighter that will be impressive with that style, believe it or not, a prime Miguel Cotto would have broken him down. Cotto was good against guys that were on the back foot. Chavez Sr. was good against guys with the back foot. Certain fighters are not. Danny Garcia is not. Danny Garcia is a counterpuncher. He's just not as blessed as Teo. But you gotta be a real good come forward, put pressure, cut the ring off fighter in order to beat that guy. And I've never seen Devin Haney do that. Teo couldn't really do it like that. Maybe Javante could, because that's a southpaw and a southpaw. And Javante shows that he can fight good coming forward, picking off shots. Canelo's another one that knows how to do that. But not everybody looks good against guys that run. Like, who the fuck runs from Devin Haney? Go ahead.
No, I mean, I don't think Sandor is a great fighter. I don't think he's good. I think he's decent. He's decent enough to make people look bad. There's been guys in the past, Gabriel. I just said Rigondeaux. I mean, he can make you look bad, and he would never engage. There's just people that are not going to engage. This guy last night, the Butler, he just didn't want to fight. There's people like that, you know.
Let me ask you a question. Who wins between Sandor and George Kambosos? That's a good question. That's a good one.
Ah, geez, I'd have to give it to Sandor now.
I think Sandor fights. I think Kambosos is better also as a counterpuncher because when he fought Teofimo was aggressive, and Kambosos got some fast hands. He has that nice little left hook after the jab. But when he fought Devin Haney, he had to come forward, and he looked like a fucking buffoon against Devin Haney. That's why Teo would have to outbox him from the outside too. I think Sandor Martin with movement would
But you know
outbox.
something? You guys are saying all this about Sandor Martin, yeah? I actually think Sandor Martin, even at 140, he reminds me of like Luke Campbell. Remember Luke Campbell?
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke Campbell at lightweight, yeah? Now, you see what? I think Ryan Garcia knocks fucking Sandor Martin out. Hey, I'm telling you now,
Right,
you guys
yeah.
are crazy.
He's big enough,
Let me
he's
tell you,
tall enough
let me
to come
tell you,
forward.
let me tell everybody something right now. And remember this on my channel. Ryan Garcia is the most underrated lightweight fighter right now. He could be the boogeyman for these guys. I think Ryan Garcia, he can trouble people. His fucking fast punching speed and power, bro, he fucks Sandor Martin up. Ryan Garcia will fuck Sandor Martin up, bro, and I'll stay with that. But go on.
Well, it could be
I
possible
agree.
because remember Ryan Garcia is bigger than taller than him. So for him to walk him down, I mean, not walk him down as far as cut the ring off, but him getting to him will be easier than Teo getting to him because he's bigger, he's taller. He can come at him and just start winging them fast hands, but he'll get hit more than Teo also. Because Ryan
What do you
Garcia
think
doesn't
about
have
Punch's statement, David? He was live at the fight. Punch was live at the fight. He
so
said
was I.
Sandor fought scared, but because many hate Teofimo Lopez, they desperately act like Martin did a great job.
I wouldn't say just because they hate Teofimo. That's how it is when the underdog. When you see the underdog in there, he throws one little punch and
But
lands.
every
Everybody,
underdog becomes a hero if he does something great against a fighter. Like if he looks good against a fighter, he becomes a hero like Isaac Cruz with Tank.
this is to me, this is one of the most one-sided fights that I've ever seen where people were saying it's a robbery. Because a lot of times when people say it's a robbery, it could be a little close. Like Javante and Pitbull was closer than this, with the exception of the knockdown. That guy, I swear, I was really trying to find more rounds. I only gave that man 2 rounds, bro. I gave Sandor Martin 2 rounds out of 10. 110-8 and 110-9. That's not a close fight, man. 97-92 sounds accurate to me.
What do you think about the people where he got a 10-8 round, right? Sandor Martin got a 10-8 round, right? You can give him another 2 rounds in that fight. You can, right?
No.
But
At
but
best.
that's the thing. But if
Listen, so that's
you have to
already
want to give it
10-8.
to him.
10-8. You can give him 2 more rounds. Now, what about the time where you watched the fight again, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what I did,
Now let me
Raxar?
ask you the question. I got the pictures and the videos. What do you think about the second time? Did he slip, or was there a side punch involved in the balance that he lost?
The second thing
Yeah,
that
let
was
me put
called
the pictures up and everything. Go on.
the second it did touch him, but it also went in the back of his head and cuffed him. So to me, it probably looked like the referee was trying to make up for the last call because the last one was really.
But it did touch him, innit? It did touch him.
Absolutely. The second one, the first one to me, that shit didn't even touch him.
It wasn't a slip though, innit? Like people are saying it's a slip.
No, his momentum and like I said, him whenever you come in with that right hand to the body and you get hit with a check right hook, you can go down. The
But
second
let's
one,
keep it real about that one. I watched it 4 times. Bro. That's the second one right now, what you're watching. The
okay.
4 times I watched the second.
I'm gonna answer the question better for you.
Bro, he was off balance.
I'm gonna answer the question for you better.
Sandor Martin fucking added to him falling down. Do you get what I'm saying?
Rap, I'm gonna answer the question for you even better, okay? If let's say they would have called that one a knockdown, right?
Yeah.
Then hear me out. Then I would have scored the fight still 7 rounds to 3.
But that's you. But he's gonna have 2 10-8 rounds right?
In one round. That's I gave him
Yeah,
210,
yeah, he
210-8, 110-9. He still loses the fight because
Yeah,
I didn't give him no more rounds.
the other judges had him winning a couple of rounds, which they gave swing rounds to him.
But them judges don't know shit about boxing. A lot of these
Most
judges
judges never know shit,
they
but
don't.
they
I saw
did.
that fight 3 times without being biased. I gave Teofimo Lopez 8 rounds to 2, and if that second situation would have been called a knockdown, he still would have been winning the fight. Then it would have been
Okay,
7-3.
everybody keeps saying it's the balance. Everything about Teofimo Lopez is
Momentum.
his balance, right? But
He
when I
got dropped
first
in his
saw
first 12
Teofimo
fights.
train, bro, Teofimo trains like a fucking animal. This guy's got a fucking gymnastic fucking body. He got balance to the core, I thought, this geezer, yeah? Now, my thing is, his balance is because he's the way he's coming in. Now, those vulnerabilities, he did it a couple of times with Sandor Martin. They are fucking not looking good, bro. David.
Yeah, but
they're
when
not
you
looking good.
watch the Deontay, when you watch the Deontay Wilder fights, that happened plenty of times where Deontay was coming in and Fury kind of like threw him down. You could have called it a knockdown because he was hitting him on the way down, but it was just Wilder was off balance and the ref kept waving it off. Those things happen, bro. If you've been watching boxing long enough, you see a lot of kind of slip, kind of maybe, and you can't hit a guy on the top of the head, so it don't even fucking matter. That's illegal to hit somebody on the top of the head. You can't hit somebody on the way down. That's what happened both times.
Zab Judah hit Floyd with the same shot, and they didn't call it a knockdown, and that looked even cleaner. Floyd's hand touched the floor. He dropped Floyd Mayweather in that fight, but they didn't call that a knockdown.
Exactly. I mentioned that the other night. But nobody mentions that.
And that looked more clean because Teofimo punched and then went forward. Zab clipped him with the right hook and knocked him to the side, and he went down and touched the fucking floor with his hand. That looked more clear. So things happen in boxing.
Man,
that's why I say
balance is a very important thing for a human being, isn't it?
That's a dangerous punch to throw, like I said.
And when a human being doesn't have balance, right, they sometimes are all over the place.
Yeah, but it's just
right. What's going on here, Donny Zondernex? Barry's actually going to propose to Sandra. Sandra has been giving Barry mad head lately, and he's witch, yeah. He's doing this behind the back of the boys because they know, yeah, they would have cussed him out for proposing to Sandra. Tracy had one job to do, and that was to record it. But she's all over the bloody place. Barry's clocked that she didn't get the footage, so he's going to propose to Sandra again. Oh, for fuck's sake, Tracy. What's going on?
Man, we gotta have fun, man. I had to put that lady up.
Yo, that rapper had me done, man.
She got Tracy got no fucking balance.
Yo, what about the African rapper that you put up there? That shit had me cracking up, man.
That's fucking crazy, bro. That shit crazy. Actually, a friend of mine sent me those videos once. So I said, let me just fucking put them up here, man, so we can laugh when we have to, you know?
Yo, I was laughing from listening to
this
last
motherfucker got balance. Check his balance out, David.
Move. 1, 2. That's it. That's it. That's it. With your arms now. That's it. That's it. Move. 1, 2.
Check that motherfucker's balance. That's Terence Crawford laughing all the way to the bank.
You know, Valdez and Shakur. Valdez was falling all over himself, and I don't think they called the first couple times. It just happened.
That right hook, that check right hook dropped him. It was a knockdown, but he wasn't hurt. That's why I say I never fought, but I sparred in the gym before. And when you try to throw a right hand to the body against a southpaw, you're leaving yourself wide open to get knocked down because you're in a vulnerable spot because you're stretching your body out. You're throwing that right hand. You're bending your knees to lower your level.
Yeah.
If you get touched with that right hook, it could knock you off balance. That's why. Go ahead.
You know, I just want to address this though. People that saying look, nobody that's ever said that Sandor was robbed can point to any rounds that he clearly was robbed in. They can't point to a round that he clearly won and dominated. There's not one round that he clearly won. So
no, the eighth round is the only round that he won without the knockdown, in my opinion. The 8th round, that's the only one.
Well, I know, but even then, you have to try to give it to him. It's like when I hear people talk, they say, "Well, I would have gave him." It's like, yeah, you have to try to find something. You can't just give a guy a round, and that's why the criteria is effective aggression. It's like you can win a fight on aggression. If you're coming forward, you can win that round based on that alone. Because
he's coming forward and countering.
Yeah, because the reason that's part of the criteria is because you're going to have people that don't want to engage and fight. You know, I've seen plenty of fights where the ref will be, come on, come on. They start clapping their hands to get the action going because that's how you score. In boxing, you still have to score. You can't just feint and make a guy miss 100 times. You don't win around that way.
Yeah. And,
what do you think about this? What do you think about Coco? He says we can say balance as much as we want. Knockdowns are knockdowns, and that's it. When you be knocked down, bro, it takes away from your momentum. Teofimo as a fighter, there's big questions when you see Sandor Martin knocking him down, regardless of his balance. That's his vulnerabilities there.
No, that's bullshit. A knockdown is knockdown, but the referee calls. The referee called one knockdown. Just like when Pernell Whitaker knocked down Oscar De La Hoya. Nobody ever, and they didn't call that a knockdown, but that looked like a knockdown, and nobody questioned Oscar De La Hoya's chin because Oscar De La Hoya showed to have a great chin after that. So we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna question Teofimo's chin over that shit because that man was not drunk. He was not wobbled. Not one time in that fight that he looked like he was trying to retreat because he was trying to get his head together. No, that shit was bullshit. You want to call it a knockdown? One was a slip.
But I've seen plenty of fights. Bernard Hopkins, Tyson Fury. They're constantly pushing a guy on top of the head, and he'll start to fall, and the ref will be like, you could see that he'll be thinking, is that a knockdown or is that a slip, a fall? Like you can't, he'll say no, reach the top of the head. Like no, it was on the top of the head. That's why I know some of these guys don't watch boxing because I've seen it plenty of times. The ref will signal no, top of the head, because the guy was coming in with his head down, and then his momentum carried him, and then he was hit on top of the head, and then the ref, that's why he'll make the signal. You can't hit a guy on top of his head or the back of his head.
You're absolutely right, man. Like I said, a lot of people are scrutinizing Teofimo. A lot of people want him to lose. We live in a generation, and this is not just with boxing. People want to see people do bad. When you go somewhere and somebody's getting attacked or raped, rather than trying to help, we live in a generation where people want to pull their phone out and record so they can make everything go viral. When somebody loses, they clown. Even Manny Pacquiao, who never came off as a brash person at all.
But let's just keep it real, though. I want to keep it real from your side of the pond. Are you saying that a lot of the YTBC fans who are giving Teofimo Lopez all this negative energy, do they want to see Teofimo Lopez fall? That's the fucking question now, bro.
Hell yeah, they do. Hell yeah. Most of the channels don't like him.
So basically, let's talk this topic now. Let me change the whole motherfucking topic, bro. Fuck this shit. I want to go right. Frank, we're going right to the core today.
Okay.
We're going to talk about why there's so many negative channels. Every content about Teofimo Lopez is 10 times worse than you're hearing over here. Teofimo Lopez is this and Teofimo Lopez is that. He's overrated. He's a man that's just got to get rid of his dad, first of all. Is the criticism now going to the hate part? Do these people who are showing all negativity energy towards Teofimo Lopez is like when a man's down, they want to step on him?
Yep.
Are these people wanting to see Teofimo Lopez fall?
Yep. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And there's a lot of racism involved. And there's also a lot of hate just because people like to see people fall. Because, like I said, Manny Pacquiao got knocked out. Manny Pacquiao is a great person. You never hear him talk trash. And they were clowning him when he got knocked out. So who said Teofimo was exempt? You got to be able to deal with this type of criticism. Some people can't. When that guy got knocked out by Wilder, I forgot his name. He deleted his whole social media because they were clowning him. We live in that type of era. That's how America is. America's racist. In the UK, you guys support each other. The white fans cheer for the black fighters from the country. You don't look at him as he's a black fighter. You look at him as he's from the UK. You support each other. In America, there's a lot of division going on.
Well, no. We're not going to sugarcoat this. Let it be known, bro. We're going in this now. Do the YTBC fans, the alphabet motherfucking boys, most of them, half of them, not all of them, some of them. And then we got these fans out there which are haters. We got a lot of people that go to the Bill Haney goes to their channels, and Bill Haney channels, they hate on Teofimo Lopez. They call out his family, his wife, his children. They say all the mad shit about Teofimo Lopez. They call him all the names in the fucking world. Let it be known. Let it be known. No. Let me get this off, David. David, I want the smoke. I'm gonna send the link. If people believe Teofimo Lopez lost to Sandor Martin, hit the motherfucking link. If you a man that believes that Teofimo Lopez is a bitch, hit that fucking link. If you a man that says that Teofimo Lopez is overrated, hit that fucking link. Don't be shy. Because people been coming in for the last few days. I want to hear the smoke. Are you a man that really genuinely criticizes Teofimo Lopez, or do you motherfucking hate the Lopezes? Let's let it be known. I want to see people jump on here. I've seen a man in the back. Get on here. There's many people coming now. I want to see it. I want to see the smoke. Stand up for what you think, because now we're going to come to the terms that David and Frank and everybody, and some people in the channel, they say that when you speak bad about Teo, that you think he lost to Sandor Martin, you want to see a downfall on the man, and you want to see this man hurt, and you want to see hate on Teofimo Lopez. Let's let it be known. Let's have the smoke. Let's start with the Clobbinator. Let's talk to Dirk. Let's talk to Paul, and then we get back to David and Frank. Go on, Clobbinator.
What's up, you guys? Shout out Rapstar, shout out chat, man. I saw that fight with Teofimo Lopez and Sandor Martin. Is Teofimo overrated? Like I said when I called in, I think a lot of these guys are overrated, and you're gonna see that a lot as they move up. Where beating like small 135 guys who you're a lot bigger than, you have a lot bigger muscle bellies, you're a lot more you have the height on them. Yeah, you're gonna look impressive, but obviously as you start to give up those natural attributes away, it's gonna be a lot harder for you, right? Because you're starting to fight guys who might be just more well acclimated to the weight. They just have a longer reach than you. They just have their skeletal structure at that weight is just more apt to fight at that weight class. And Teofimo Lopez, the thing is he's gonna acclimate to it, man. He's starting to get into it. It looks like he's starting to kind of see what he needs to do to start fighting these guys that are actually his size, that he's not just going to be able to bully around. He's going to actually have to, play the boxing games with. He's going to actually have to, ramp up the skills. Because the thing is, right now, he's getting very content with just, not doing too many feints, not doing too many probes, just blasting in with these huge, insane weight transfers, which he does very well. He transfers his weights into his punches very, very well. But you're gonna need to do a bit more than that when somebody else has the reach on you. They might have the same speed as you. You're not just winning off of that edge and talent anymore. You have to have that bit more. So he's overrated in that sense that a lot of people were thinking that he was something that he's not, right? Like a lot of people were going into this fight thinking he's just going to blast out Sandor Martin.
So you're actually saying, Clobbinator, he is overrated?
Yeah, he's overrated.
So you're just keeping it real that you just feel that he's overrated?
He's overrated, but that's the thing. People think that overrated means that I think he sucks, that he's never going to be a champion. No, he's going to be a champion again, man. He might even be better than any of the other peers that he has. He might go on undisputed.
So you don't want to see the man fall, but at the end of the day, you don't want to see the man fall. You're not one of those fans. You just think he's overrated.
Yeah. Like there's some people saying he was like pound for pound, like a top 5, like he's up there with Canelo. That's crazy talk. He's obviously not in terms of skill.
Got ya. Hey, that's some good points. Stay right there though. Dirk, what's going on, Dirk?
What's up?
Yeah, man, what's going on, man? So what you said yesterday is that Teofimo Lopez ain't that guy, and
he's not that guy. But he's also not overrated.
He's not overrated?
No.
No.
Because in order to be overrated would mean that people would think like super, super highly of you. I don't think anybody ever thought, I mean, some people did, but that Teofimo was like, best fighter at, in the world, that type of stuff. So I don't think he's overrated. But I will say this, what the previous guy said, and what was your name, bro?
Clobbinator.
Clobbinator, yeah. So, yeah, you said that what you said was true, that once you move up in weight, your natural abilities are not going to be as big of a factor anymore, which is very true, which is why you need to fall back on skill set So that's why Teofimo is struggling. He's got all the natural athleticism, thing going on, but his fundamentals are not as good as some other guys. So that's why guys like Devin and Shakur will, in my opinion, do better when they move up in weight. So yeah. So yeah, my answer is he's not overrated.
So do you think Teofimo Lopez is limited at 140 now?
Yeah, I think he's a limited fighter, but I still think that. I mean, he can beat some guys. I think he can beat guys like Ramirez. And honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if he gave Regis a really, really tough fight.
So then
the
Teofimo
skills.
Lopez is still elite then?
Yeah.
Teofimo Lopez is
Yeah.
elite then? He's an elite fighter.
Well, let me answer. Who do you consider elite?
Well, right now, his weight class can only be Regis Prograis. It can only be Josh Taylor because these guys are proven. They got what they need, right? So these guys are elite of that division.
I think he can compete with them, but do I think he's on there? Well, you know what? It's to be determined. I need to see a little bit more. I'll say that. But he's not overrated.
All right. Well, I know David. He ain't gonna agree with overrated. Teofimo Lopez ain't overrated, right?
What I say is this: with those two gentlemen, their assessment was definitely professional. I respect their opinion. They didn't come off like because I know you was trying to get some of the haters.
No, we gotta have a bit of fun sometimes too. Yeah.
But neither of those, neither of those two gentlemen that spoke, I forgot their names.
Yeah.
Neither of them came off as haters.
Yeah.
So I respect their opinion. They would have said, "Oh, Teofimo ain't shit," whatever.
Yeah.
And it would have been a different thing. But I feel like he does rely on boxing skills when he fights certain opponents. When he fought Campa, who was a more dangerous as far as physically dangerous than Sandor Martin. He was a big, strong Mexican come forward guy with a knockout record. Teofimo fought off the back foot. He boxed. If you watch a lot of his sparring sessions where he's sparring with bigger guys like Sean Porter and Ugas, he boxes. He looks a lot better when he relies on his boxing skills. When he fought that guy Saturday, I think he used a lot of his athleticism to try to get to him, but he went about it the wrong way. If he fights a Regis Prograis or a Josh Taylor or a Jose Ramirez, I think we're going to see more of Teofimo looking to box and use his movement, use his fundamentals, because he has fundamentals. But, I think he'll use it against a guy that he would box against rather than someone that he's just trying to use his athleticism against.
Could this be could we look at this and see that no matter what people think, this could be a good wake-up call for Teofimo Lopez?
Absolutely. He said it himself.
Why can't people look at a negative and try and see a positive in this situation?
Everybody's different, man. We live in a world where a lot of people look for the negative more than the positive. If you have 10 people talking about you, Rapstar, and 8 people are saying Rapstar's a great guy, but 2 people say Rapstar's a piece of shit, you might think about why these people think I'm a piece of shit when you got 8 people thinking good about you. So you got to focus on the positive, not the negative. We live in a day, we live in a time, and we're in a country where people love negativity, man.
Well, let me ask Dirk. Dirk, at the end of the fight, he questioned himself, but that did he even win? Like, he didn't feel like he has got it anymore. But then that's how he felt. Do you think that this could be a negative or a positive for Teofimo Lopez going forward?
Negative.
Tell us why you think it's a negative.
Because, like, they say boxing is 90% mental, 10% physical.
Yeah.
Like once you lose that confidence, or even a small bit of that confidence, that could be it for you. So I feel like a lot of the stuff that Teofimo says he's trying to overcompensate for. He's what's the word I'm looking for? He's insecure. So he overcompensates by talking big stuff, but I don't know if he actually really believes that he actually thinks he's better than all these dudes. But
he said he would end all their careers.
I feel like when he says stuff like that, he's low key like projecting. Like maybe he thinks in the back of his mind his career might be over. That's why he said, "Do I have it anymore?" Think about it.
Yeah, but then Mike Tyson used to say shit like that. Oh, end people's career.
He had mental issues too. And by the way, Mike Tyson, and I don't care what nobody says, Mike Tyson has got to be one of the most overrated fighters of all time. That dude, whenever he fought anybody elite, he
That's
lost.
another. We gotta do a whole new live about that, bro.
Yeah, that's a whole different story. But don't bring up Mike Tyson to me, bro.
I got something to say
But
about Mike Tyson.
Go on, David.
Mike Tyson, man, and I'm gonna touch on that briefly. I think Mike Tyson had some outside the ring issues. I think Mike Tyson missed a whole wave, a whole generation where he really could have proven himself. Mike Tyson went to jail right before the young crop came up. When Tyson was the champion, he was knocking off all of the older guys that were still there. And then when he went to jail, that's when Riddick Bowe came on the scene in his prime. Lennox Lewis, Michael Moore, Tommy Morrison, Ray Mercer, all these guys came up when Tyson was in jail. When he came out, he was never the same. I think if Tyson would have stood around, I think Tyson would have fought those guys. He would have beaten most of them, probably with the exception of Lennox and Bowe and maybe Holyfield. And I think Tyson's career would have been even greater. But Tyson, I'm not going to say he's overrated. I think Tyson's definitely one of the best heavyweights. Let's not forget.
you can be a great fighter and still be overrated. Because when people say he's the greatest, some people think Mike Tyson's the GOAT. And that's usually the casual people.
Yeah,
But
stupid.
because of stuff like that, that makes him overrated.
Yeah.
To me,
but
I
Mike
rank Lennox
Tyson
Lewis
did
higher
become the
than him.
undisputed champion, the youngest to make history
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah,
you
that's
can't deny
cool.
that.
But he's not a better fighter all the time than Lennox Lewis. But guess what? He still gets more love than Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, because
that's true.
Tyson's
Yeah.
a once in a lifetime fighter, but
There we
Mike
go.
Tyson,
That's why I say that he was good, but like let's not go too crazy how good he was. He was good.
Tyson's resume is a little bit underrated because a lot of people, the Larry Holmes win, that aged pretty good. Even though Larry Holmes was past his prime, he blew Larry Holmes out in 4 rounds. That same Larry Holmes, years later turned around and beat Ray Mercer in his prime and gave Evander a pretty decent fight. So that wasn't a bad win for Mike, man. Mike, I think I got Mike in the top 10 all-time greatest heavyweights of all time, somewhere near like around maybe
But there
8.
could be a debate about that, and I could also agree with Dirk that there could be a debate because Mike Tyson is one of the greatest because only of the way that he touched people. And another thing you got to recognize is people related to him because of the street credit that they had. They felt like they could connect with this man because he came from nothing. He had the street credit, and it's like gangsters loved him. You know, even if you were a gangster all over the world, you were related to Mike Tyson.
Yeah, they
You
made
felt,
songs about him.
yeah, Mike Tyson was just somebody that people said, this is a fucking man that you just thought, whoa. But at the end of the day, you look at the man when he stepped up, he lost. Every fight he stepped up, he lost. We can say this debate. Evander Holyfield, Tyson lost. Lennox Lewis, Tyson lost.
They're low-key trying to
Tyson
move
also
Tank like
got
that.
beaten up.
He beat Michael Spence.
Tyson also got beaten up by journeymen like Danny Williams, which was
He was past his prime.
which was an embarrassment.
So we're not gonna do that. He was past his prime.
Tyson is a great fighter, but he ain't no Muhammad Ali. He ain't no motherfucking Muhammad Ali though.
But listen to what he just said. He actually proved my point. He said that Mike Tyson had a lot of mental issues, and that's what stopped him from being great. And we all just admitted that Teofimo has mental issues.
Not like that. No, it's not the same.
Mike Tyson was still
not as bad as Mike, because Mike was really crazy for real.
No, he had
but
criminal issue. That's not the same thing.
Mike was a bad motherfucker, but he ain't no Muhammad Ali.
No, of course not. Yeah, but Teo has different type of mental issues. He's not a criminal, but he's got I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe
and again, who doesn't? But that's what the argument. I mean, who doesn't have issues? You know,
well, maybe some other people are just better at hiding it.
They probably are. You know, but
my question is this: then
everybody you love is going to fail you.
Let's ask the deep questions. We're going to talk deep shit about Teo. Do you think in this pressure, do you think this can make Teofimo Lopez rise himself? Or do you think, I'm not going to sound bad, but it does look like Teofimo Lopez could fail and he looks like he could fold because he has said transparently he got some mental problems himself. He said he was going to think about, claiming to, he had thoughts about killing himself. He did say that. He said that on TV once. And
Yeah.
I'm just saying, do you think this pressure that he wants to be such a great, because Teo's got high expectations of himself, so I respect him about that. He does it, he was embarrassed about it, he was frustrated about it, you can see it. Do you think this could make him, or this could break him? And I'm gonna start with you, Dirk. Do you think this could make him, or this could break Teofimo Lopez?
I'll say break, because I don't know if he loses to like a Devin Haney, because he says based on the interviews he's had, he really, really wants that fight. If he loses to a guy like that, I don't know how he would handle the defeat. He could just go over the top. I hope not, but I don't know if he's mentally strong enough to handle disappointment like that again. Where he would. So I'm going to say no. I don't think he can handle it.
Wow, you think Teofimo Lopez is going to fold at some point under pressure?
Yeah.
Okay, you keeping it your way, real. Hey, Frank, do you think this Teofimo Lopez is going to grow from this, or you can see some signs that it could actually end up detrimental to him?
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. Like I said from the very outset, I don't write anybody off. I mean, I've been watching boxing. I watch all sports, I don't write guys off because they lost a game, because they lost a fight. I give everybody a fighting chance. That's what made them great in the first place. And I think the only way is up. It's for everybody, right? No matter what happens to you, it's just how you take it. But there's always a way up, I mean, unless he falls off the deep end, but I don't see that happening. He has people around him that love him. And that's what really matters. I think he could walk away from boxing now and still have been a success. No matter what anyone say, Teo has already accomplished what most fighters would only dream of accomplishing. So even if he retired right now, he would still be a success. But I think it's his own ambition and desire that he'll have to find again. That's really what determines it, right? Like a man like Canelo, we could tell him he's okay, but in his own heart and mind, you don't know what he wishes or desires. So for Teo, it is only up, man, and that's why I don't have a problem with the criticism of Teofimo. The only problem I have is preying on a man's downfall. That doesn't make any sense to me, because even if I don't care for Hanky or Stank Davis or King Rye, I don't pray for their life downfall. It's like they lost a boxing match, but I'm not ready to call a mental hospital on them.
Let's keep it moving. David, do you see any signs that you've seen so far that could be detrimental to Teofimo Lopez? As you know, boxing is 90% mental. Or do you believe that Teo will rise from this pressure going forward? Clubinator, you there?
Yeah.
Same question goes to you.
Yeah, man. This fight definitely didn't break.
Keep it real, though. Just keep it real.
Yeah, let me keep it real. This fight didn't break Teofimo Lopez, man. It did not break him, because the fact is he still won. And even with the knockdown or whatever, it's not like he lost that fight. He won that fight. It was just a tough fight, but he won it. And he has the skill. He obviously has the skill. You could see it when he's in the ring, the way that he puts his punches together. There's just a few things that he's just going to need to get adjusted to this weight. He's going to have to get adjusted to not having the reach on people, not being stronger than them and just being able to muscle them, having to chase some people around. He's going to just have to get adjusted to that, maybe just adjusted to the weight itself, the way his body feels at that weight. And once he gets all of that in order, which it looks like he slowly is getting in order, because he actually did, in moments in this fight, did actually look good. So, it's a bit of an overreaction from the people. Like, even though I am on the side where I do say he's overrated, it is a bit of an overreaction to say, like, oh, this is it for him. Like, it's over. Teofimo Lopez should just hang it up. Fire his dad, fire himself, and just go retire in the Bahamas. He's useless. Like, nah, he could probably still beat Ramirez. He could probably still give a good fight to Prograis. That's like a 50-50 fight for me. He, depending on how Josh Taylor comes into on the night, he could maybe beat Josh Taylor. And we got these other guys coming up, moving up to 140, who will also be having their own struggles. Like Ryan Garcia, who knows how he's gonna really acclimate to 140. So yeah, no, he just needs to work some things out, and he should be looking better than ever, hopefully soon.
So in this, then you take it as a positive.
Yeah, definitely a positive, man.
This is a positive fight for him.
Yeah. I mean, Rap. Look at Inoue, right? He just went undisputed. 2 fights ago, he fought some random Iran Japan in Japan, and he went like I think 10 or 11 rounds, and it took him a long time to knock him out, man. And people said, "Oh, look at Inoue, he looks horrible." And then 2 seconds later, he knocks out Donaire in a few rounds, and he knocks out this dude Paul Butler and goes undisputed. So, everybody has their days, everybody has their bad performances. That's just what it is.
Yeah, but even though it took him a long time to knock him out, Inoue was dominating those fights.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's without a doubt. Like it's not like a 100 comparison. It's just like a light comparison. It's not
Some
like
people think the Spaniard dude won this fight. I don't think so, but there are people out there that thought he beat Teofimo.
Yeah, I heard that.
So that's why some people are a little bit hard on him. Especially, he should have just took the Barbosa's fight. I don't know why he didn't take that fight. That style is a better fit for him.
People say he's scared.
He's scared of Barbosa. Why? Like he's an okay fighter. He's not some killer.
I don't know, man. You know how the boxing fans are. They say he's scared.
Well, we got the one and only Mirage. Mirage, answer the question, mate. I don't want to hear nothing else.
Aussie
in the building. We got Mirage. Mirage,
question.
Mirage, do you think Teofimo Lopez? Do you see problems for him going forward, or do you think he's going to rise from this situation?
Well, the first problem I have is, I have a question. With all due respect, Rapstar, why are we spending 3 days talking about
Motherfucker, answer my question. No. You ain't
Teofimo
coming there,
Lopez?
motherfucker. No.
That's what I want to know.
I don't want to know your questions.
Is he worth that much attention?
I don't want to know your questions, you little fucking hoe. You need to fucking answer my question. Why the fuck you asking me a question with a question, bro?
He's a one-hit wonder. And
Now
why are we
you're
wasting
talking,
time talking
answer
about
the
this one-hit
fucking
wonder?
question, bro.
I just told
We're
you.
talking about Teofimo Lopez because we want to find out, do you hate Teo, or you just dislike Teo, or is it that you don't like? Let me ask this: do you not like Teofimo Lopez just like you don't like Canelo Alvarez?
Why are you making it personal?
Because you don't like Canelo Alvarez. You said it out your own mouth.
Yes, but that's specific reasons for that.
Is that why you don't like it that we're talking about Teofimo Lopez?
No, I don't think he's worth the attention. He's
No,
got
Teo
16
is worth
fights,
the attention. No,
17 fights,
Teo
one-hit
is
wonder.
worth the
And
attention.
he fought some bum. And now we were talking about him for 3 days.
Yeah,
I don't think he's worth the attention.
I think Teofimo Lopez is not. We're talking about 3 days. He comes into the topic. We were talking about the pound for pound. We were talking about the Conor Benn situation. You missed all that.
Well, who cares about them?
Right.
Either?
At the end of the day, we care about it because we talk about boxing. You just want to talk about criticizing, bruv. You love coming over here and criticizing people. That's all you love doing.
I saw Punch Drunk saying, like, if Teofimo is overrated, what's the standard? I'll tell you the standard, Punch. It's not losing to George Kambosos. That's the standard, bitch.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So yeah.
True.
So yeah, I don't know, man. Then whatever. He fought some bum, or he fought some average
Everyone's
fighter.
a bum to you though, but you ain't.
He fought some average fighter.
Hey, listen, even a bum will beat the fuck out of you though.
Oh.
Keep it real though. Keep it real. A bum will beat the fuck out of you, bro.
Why don't you come over and try it?
But he will, you know, he will put you down and under in
I'm talking about
Australia.
you.
No, you're a pussy, bro. You ain't going. What do you want me to do to you? You're running over there in Australia with a kangaroo.
Get off the couch.
You're with a kangaroo. You're sitting on a kangaroo. What do you want me to do with you?
Get the crumbs off your shirt. Get off the couch.
You silly prick. Let me tell you something. You don't come over here and tell anybody how it goes. This ain't your fucking channel, pussy.
What happened to the smoke?
I'll give you a fucking voice. I'm the man who gives you a voice. Don't you fucking try and bite the hand that feeds you, you motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
You better never fuck with the Godfather, bro.
But to be honest, I don't think
That's
Teofimo
right. Know your position.
he's going to sink into irrelevance.
Mm.
He's going to sink into irrelevance. He's not going to stand out at 140 really. He'll be sort of on the fringes, I guess, but he's not going to be some top champion. I don't think he's going to be the top guys.
I agree. Just gotta call it like it is, man. Only a few can be elite.
You got to prove more. Like he's got 17, 18 pro fights. People get on the bandwagon. No, you need more time. I never get carried away. So these guys haven't proved much to me, to be honest. Yeah, one good win.
How about
Plus
if
the
he,
Douglas had a great
if he
win.
rematches your boy Cambosis? How about
It
if he
means nothing.
rematches
Means
your boy
nothing.
Cambosis?
Doesn't mean shit. It's a
Who
waste
would win
of time.
that fight now? TEO versus Cambosis, 138 pounds, catch weight.
138.
Who's winning that fight now?
50-50 fight. 50-50. 50-50
He better
fight.
win that fight, or his career is really over.
But the
You don't
question is,
think much of
what's the point of
Cambosis?
it? Okay, yeah, okay, he's going to try to get even, but is Cambosis at this moment? He's got his ears boxed off twice. I mean, what's it really going to prove that much about him? Is he really going to? It's not even a 135. It's more just about a personal goal. It's not going to really prove much as a boxer to me, is it? Unless he destroys him, maybe. I don't know. I don't see the point really.
Yeah, but that's a personal vendetta. That's a big fight for both.
But in terms of boxing, what does it prove? It's at some weird catch weight.
I mean, that's a good point. Let me ask this: if Teofimo beats Cambosis, is it really a big deal? Is it going to prove anything?
No,
Let me
not
ask
really.
that question, bro.
Not really.
So, if he fought Cambosis and he beats Cambosis, would that give you certification that he's that guy?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because what is? I mean, the only thing that Cambosis does for him is it's a pick me up fight to get his confidence back up, but it's not gonna show that he can compete with the best at 140. If I were him, honestly, I would try to go for Ramirez. I think that guy, he can beat that guy, and that's a good name on your resume. Stay away from Regis Prograde for now.
So, Cambosis' fight is waste of time, really, for his legacy.
Yeah. I mean, this basically, I'm not going to say it's a tune-up. That's disrespectful to Cambosis, but it's, I mean, maybe if he wants to get some get back, some revenge, I guess.
What do you think, Frank? Cambosis' fight is waste of time now?
Yeah, it's a pointless fight. There's no need for it.
But he wants it.
No, he said he wants the champions first.
But then he said he'll still fight Cambosis.
Yeah,
If he
if
don't
those
get the
guys,
champions.
yeah, if he doesn't get the chance, but again, you're not going to get any credit for it. It's just even if it does, people are going to still say, "Oh, well, Cambosos ain't shit." It's pointless.
What about other guys? I want to talk about this fight in America. I've seen a couple of his fights. He's looking very dangerous. He beat Jarrett Boot Ennis in the amateurs, not once, but twice. What about Gary Antoine Russell versus Teofimo Lopez?
Man, that dude's a pit bull.
Yeah, I saw a bit of that guy after I heard he beat Ennis. Yeah, he looks like a fucking pit bull, exactly.
Do you think he'll beat Teofimo?
He's a problem. I think he would beat
He's a problem?
Teofimo. He will give Devin Haney hell. I think I will pick him to beat Devin Haney.
He's a little beast.
Yeah. He's got what, 100% knockout ratio too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a problem.
What do you think about him, Frank?
Yeah.
I seen him get dropped his last fight. He was almost out of there.
He was hurt, but he didn't get dropped.
He was hurt, but he didn't get dropped. That's the same thing.
No, it's not. You can be hurt and not fall to the ground.
I seen him dropped. He got hurt. His eyes were glossy and everything. But he ended up coming back to win the fight. But that guy's very vulnerable. I think he's decent. I don't think he's a
punch. Was it a big punch that hurt him, or just
no? It was a guy who was not known as a puncher that put him on his ass. You go watch the fight. I mean, I'm sure it's up there.
That's a red flag.
He's a big hitter. I mean, he's aggressive, a big hitter. I mean, look, man. Honestly, all I really care is I just want to see good fights.
Are you talking about him or his brother? He's
no,
got another younger brother.
No, Garrett. This one, the one that is on the screen, he got dropped, hurt pretty bad.
It was against Bartholomew.
Yeah, who was
That's
not a
it.
puncher by any means.
I gotta see those.
Rancis.
I'm about to
And
go
then-
back and look at the highlights again.
And then
'cause I
they
don't think he
waved it
got
off.
dropped that fight.
And then Antoine put it on Bartholomew, and then they waved it off quick, like they tried to save him.
Like people in the chat are saying this Antoine has never been dropped, and I haven't seen him dropped either.
I thought it was him that got dropped, or he got buzzed.
Are you clueless again, Frank? Are you talking out your
He
ass?
got
again?
buzzed in this fight, which is normal. It's boxing. You're gonna get hurt, but he was never dropped.
His brother got dropped.
Yeah, well, his younger brother's a bum. I'm being honest. He's not good.
Yeah, he lost his last fight.
Yeah, he's trash.
Well, I seen him get rocked. I could have swore it was him, but
Bartolomew is a big dude. Looking back at this fight, he's a big motherfucker.
Hit him pretty good a couple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got some holes also. It's just a great fight. Him and TEO. And look, Antoine Russell versus anybody is a great fight. I mean, a top competitor. But I heard he's gonna fight Albert Puello.
Champion. That's a great fight.
He's gonna fight him next. TEO. I mean, look, he's got his work cut out. It's not gonna be easy. You know. If all these guys fought each other in 1 year, you know, they just all start fighting
So
each
come
other.
on, then let's name some opponents because you guys are on the other side of the pond. What opponents? If he doesn't get Regis, he's not getting Josh. Forget about that shit. Who is Teofimo Lopez's next two opponents in your mind? What are the names? Are we got Montana Love? Have we got Jose Zepeda? Have we got? Who is he gonna fight?
He could beat Montana Love. But then again, he's shown he can't cut off the ring, so who knows?
Fight, though? Who's going to be more likely Teofimo's fight?
Probably. I don't see them just putting him straight up in there with Regis. I just don't see that happening. Yeah, it might be a fight. It might be Cambosis. I'm gonna say Cambosis.
What do you think, Frank? What's the opponent logically that if it's not going to be Regis now and not Josh, who is it going to be?
The logical opponent? Jeez. I was hearing Ramirez, but then they said he's going to fight Prograis. So, man, I don't know. This one, I'm honestly lost because had he looked good, I would have said Taylor. But because they look bad, they might give him another workup fight.
There's a lot of guys at 140. A lot of guys that he could fight, but I just can't think of any.
Like a hella fun fight would be Brandon Lee, but that never happened. That's like a loser goes home match.
That guy's got a lot of holes too, but they both have knockout power.
Dude, that
so
should be a great fight. That would determine.
Yeah.
That's like a loser goes home match. Brandon Lee versus Teofimo.
Somebody's getting knocked out for sure.
That's a hell of a fight.
Yeah, somebody's definitely getting knocked
but
out.
You know, the thing is TEO, I mean, he's not really allowed to just keep fighting these kind of fights. You know, people want to see him against the best.
Yeah.
There's not many like that you mentioned Montana Love, like he wasn't being rushed. I mean, he was facing that Steve Sparks guy. I don't know. That'd be a good one. The guy who beat Montana Love would be good for TEO. Dude, all these guys are great matchups for him.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Barbosa and Ramirez. I think are gonna fight.
So you guys think that he's still going to get an easy touch, like maybe?
Oh
Barboza?
yeah, I forgot about. Yeah.
What about
Fight
Barboza?
Maybe. You should have fought him the first time. Fight that dude.
Yeah.
So basically, what you guys are saying is he still needs easier fights going forward.
I mean, based on his last performance, I don't think there's a lot of fights that'll be easy for him. At least at the mid to elite level. For real. So, you know, he's not some like super world class fighter. So I don't think any fight's easy for TEO, unless he's fighting like an actual bum.
What about you, Clubinator? What opponents do you want to see him face going forward?
Man, maybe put him in there against Subriel Matias.
Ooh, power puncher.
I know there's some Uzbekistani guy going around. I forget his name. But depending on if Josh Taylor fights Jack Catterall, he could fight Jack Catterall. or something. Maybe, you know.
Yeah, but that fight's looking like it's going to be made. So we're trying to
That
find
shit, it's
logical
already got
fights.
pushed back.
Yes, pushed back once already. So I feel that we're trying to find logical fights for Teofimo Lopez. And Teofimo
Hey,
Lopez going forward after Sandor Martin, what
what
fighter does
about
he fight?
Zepeda? What about Zepeda? Well, he's at 135. Never mind.
No, Zepeda at 140.
Oh no, I'm talking about the one at. I
Oh,
was thinking about
William
the one at.
Zepeda.
Yeah, never mind.
No, he can't. Maybe they can pull someone up from 135 and make a fight for him.
Who?
I don't know, but Teofimo Lopez's next opponent. Okay, everybody tell me Teofimo Lopez's next opponent, and let's see what they announce. Everybody give me an opponent for Teofimo Lopez in the chat. Come on, make some effort. It's early hours in the morning here. Let me just see what's the opponent that you think Teofimo Lopez is going to fight next. And let's see who he announces. Pedraza. Isn't that going back a step now? What's going on? Is that what we're doing? We're going for Pedraza now. Is that what you guys got no faith in Teo? What the fuck are you guys happening to you?
Hey man, that wasn't a good performance, so people are not high on him right now. He's gotta win it back. Should have fought Barboza. I'm telling you that he would have looked good. Well, at least he looked a lot better because of that
He just
style.
would be great. Victor Postel. That's an opponent they can bring up. Yeah, that's a name.
That's a tough fight.
Fucking hell, stop it, bro. If Victor Postel's gonna fucking shit, Martin versus TO2. Iceman. Some bum.
Some bum. Holy shit, man.
Come on, who's the opponent that you think they're gonna announce? Top rank. Remember, this is
Richardson
top. Remember,
Hitchens.
nah, they won't put Richardson Hitchens in there
Yeah,
right now.
that dude embarrassed Teofimo. Stay away from him.
Well, put it this way, that guy's with Eddie Hearn, now, ain't he? Who's he with?
Yeah, he's with Matt from the zone. Pretty sure, yeah, he is.
Teofimo's logical next opponent. Very tough, isn't it? To think who he's going to fight next. See? We don't even know who they're going to put him in with, bro.
Well, yeah, when we say the champion, it's to you say no, but if you say somebody like Pedraza, he's lesser. But he's in a no-win situation.
Well, Pedraza's not going forward now. O'Hara Davis is a good opponent.
O'Hara
Davis from England, but I think he's fighting Lewis Ritson.
Hey, he could fight that guy that's got the WBA belt. Some Dominican dude. I forgot his freaking name too, man. Albert.
Is he good?
I mean, he's a champion, so that's a good route.
I don't know, man. This dude Barboza has been calling you out for I don't know how long. You got to see him, bro. It's starting to look like a duck at this point.
Yeah, but what does Barboza have to offer? Nobody knows about him.
I mean, at this point, obviously he's not going to fight any champions because we all feel like he's not quite ready yet. So Barboza is a good.
Got nothing to offer. Nothing. Just a fucking guy that they mentioned. Ain't nobody give a fuck about him.
Okay, well, look at it this way, Rapstar. If you can't beat Barboza, how do you expect to be a champion at 140?
But I'd rather him take risks for better rewards.
So you think so you're thinking that he could lose to Barboza?
I'm saying that there's nothing to gain from that fight for him. That's all. He wins.
Respect.
Nothing. No, nobody's gonna care.
Are you sure? Doesn't Barboza have a belt?
I don't think no casual anybody's gonna be interested in that fight.
Barboza has he doesn't have a real belt, but he's got a belt. I mean, it's something. And he's been calling you out. It'll be an entertaining fight. There's plenty to gain. You could potentially look good in this fight because this guy's gonna come forward. So you can knock him out.
Anyway.
Get another one of those highlight reel knockouts on your highlight tape.
I actually think if they, Top Rank Promotions can give Jose Zepeda some rest time, and the way that he just lost in the 11th round, I think Teofimo Lopez versus Jose Zepeda would sell because they would want to see what Teo can do to Jose Zepeda.
I wouldn't be surprised Jose won that fight.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Yeah.
What do you think, Clubinator? Jose Zepeda, is it too much of a threat for Teofimo Lopez?
Hey man, Jose Zepeda is really tough. I think I would have Lopez winning that, edging that. Um, you know, he might do similar to what Prograde did.
I mean,
I
where
think
the fuck do we win, bro? Styles make fights. He loses. I mean, it's awkward for him to fight Sandor Martin, but when a man's coming straight to you, even that's fucking hard for Teofimo Lopez.
hey
What
man,
if
like I
what if
said,
he can't knock him out?
oh then he'll just win a decision, man. You know how that shit goes, but
You think
he
so?
should. He should. You know how it goes, man. It's just top rank
Yeah.
ESPN, baby. Like that's just
So
gonna be 118, 110 automatically.
yeah.
He should fight Alberto Puello. I just searched him up. Yeah, he's from the Dominican Republic. He's a WBA champion at 140 right now, man.
He's got a fight lined up with the guy we just talked about, Gary Antoine.
Fuck. Oh damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Teofimo Lopez should just eye the winner of that, because that. If I'm Teofimo Lopez, I'm thinking this. Hey man, my easiest way to a belt is through the winner of that fight, because that's the WBA belt. It's Alberto Puello and Gary Antoine Russell. Obviously, they're not freaking weak. They're not like a walk in the park, but it is easier than trying to get like the Josh Taylor fight. So that's what I would do if I was Teo.
You think beating Gary Antoine Russell will be easier than beating Josh Taylor?
No.
Oh.
Probably not. Especially with the way that Josh Taylor just looks and the way that he's talking. Dude, my perception of Josh Taylor is fuck it. Dude, oh my god, man.
I think Josh Taylor's gonna stop Cattrall in the rematch to show.
Yeah, I want to see that fight. I feel like Josh Taylor, low key, like he just became undisputed, so he's probably not taking that dude seriously.
Yeah,
so let's
because
see.
he had the hardest fights back to back. So now I think he took that lightly. I think if he stops Cattrall, then people are gonna change their whole fucking mind and say he should be back in the pound for pound.
Hey, but on the other hand, when you start, fucking around, drinking and partying, you can't just turn off the light switch. It's like, okay, let me go back to being disciplined and all that stuff. Like, it doesn't work like that. That could
But that's
come
why
back to haunt him.
that's why there's only one Mayweather, bro.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, there was a couple other fighters that are disciplined like that too. B-Hop, Loma, Usyk. I don't think Usyk drinks.
No, you're right. These guys are fucking proper 7 days a week, not like these other fighters that cheat, want to drink here and there, and go fuck some hoes.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it, man. I mean, hey, Rapstar, like, do you think that Teofimo Lopez, he will, like, after 140, you think he could go to welterweight? You think he'll have success at welterweight in the future?
Listen, let me tell you this now. If Teo does great at 140, that would be great. That'd be amazing for him if he can be a champion at 140. But I don't think he's that fighter that can go to welterweight, especially not with his height and his structure. I don't think so.
Yeah, if you're gonna give up that much size,
Then you gotta be extra special of a fighter.
Yeah, you better be like a Manny Pacquiao who's a freak of nature, or a Floyd Mayweather who's got a ridiculous amount of skills. And I don't think, and T.O., no disrespect to him, he's got neither one of those.
Oh shit!
I'm just being real. Like Manny, his power, like it traveled to no matter what weight class he was in. So.
Yeah.
I mean, he did catch the Spaniard dude a couple times pretty clean, right? I don't think he was ever buzzed or anything. So maybe T.O.'s power is not the same at 140.
Yeah, we had yet to see. Yeah, there were some good combinations where he actually got Sandor Martin on the ropes finally, and he just let those punches loose, but they couldn't get him out of there. But
yeah, but on the other hand, he's also having a hard time catching him like super clean. So
yeah, that's true.
That's credit to Martin's defense, but also T.O. Like he couldn't open this dude up. Like that's a lack of skills. Like just keep it a buck.
Yeah, he just couldn't handle it. It's like Canelo when Canelo was trying to walk down Bivol. Yeah, he wasn't walking down shit, man. He couldn't walk down a fucking.
Yeah, when you got a dude that's bigger than you like Bivol, and he's like super skilled, that makes the fight almost impossible to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bivol's a beast.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where fucking T.O. goes from here. I mean, Like I say, people are overreacting in the chat. They think we're just like blindly hating on TEO. They think that we think that TEO's trash. They think that we think that TEO's this, that. Nah, man, he's a good fighter. He's a great fighter. He was a champion. He's probably going to be another champion again. But
Yeah,
he's just not this pound for pound #1 who's going to move up to welterweight and fight, Crawford and Spence like a lot of people were saying when he beat Loma.
that's crazy talk.
Some people were
Yeah,
saying that when he beat Loma, people were saying, "Oh yeah, this is the special dude that he's gonna go up to welterweight, and he might even be the one who takes the torch from Spence and Crawford." And it's like, man, that's just not what's gonna happen.
they let that fight. They let that fight. Basically blind them to oh, we beat Loma, our job is done. That's what it felt like. You know when you're at the final boss in a video game.
Yeah.
That was Loma. Like, what? Nah, bro. The game ain't over yet. It's still more people to beat.
Yeah. Hey, man.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
It's just too much. It's just too much competition around this weight class, bro. There's so many people coming up. You got Keyshawn coming up. You got the dude at top rank. What's his name? Raymond Maratala.
Oh yeah.
He's a beast. You got what's that kid's name? He's got like a Arabic name. You know who I'm talking about.
I think so.
Yeah. But Ashton Sylvie, who's with like PBC, he's Jake Paul's fighter.
It's pretty all right.
Yeah, so it's a lot of competition. So I don't see Teofimo getting out of that.
Yeah, I mean, how old is Teo right now? He's like still in his early 20s, right? So he's got a lot
25.
of time. He's
Yeah,
25.
he's got plenty of time.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time. He's good, man. He's fine.
Change coaches. You know what? I'll have hope if he changes coaches, but I don't see that happening.
Nah, I don't see that happening. Like he's gotta just work on some different game plans for these bigger dudes, man. Because
honestly, I don't know how much like when you're at this age, like it's like trying to teach a grown man a new language. Like you can teach them some little things, but they're gonna revert back to their regular stuff. Look at Deontay Wilder. He changed coaches. We saw in the third Fury fight, he made some minor adjustments, but as soon as he got rocked, he went back to the old Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
So there's only so much you can change.
Yeah, it's because we fight how we train. Like if you're training in the gym hours and hours and you've been training months and years, the same drills every single time, right? You're gonna get good at those drills. But if let's say you're in the middle of the fight and you need to make a certain adjustment, you're used to just throwing the left hook and a right hand, and you got to throw the left hook, the right hand, and then another left hook. It's harder to register with your body because you've only been training one certain way the entire time. And even if the coach tells you, even if it's something simple, it's not as easy as it seems because you're in the heat of a fight. You're in the heat of the moment. Adrenaline's kicking in. You're not really thinking. You're just moving and you're acting and you're just doing what's in your muscle memory already. And so if it's not in there, it's not going to easily come out.
Right.
So people don't get like. A lot of people watch the boxing fights. They're like, "Oh, why didn't he punch him here? Why didn't he punch him there? Why didn't he do like he's open? Why doesn't he just throw the punch right here?"
If you watch that fight, because it's not a fight I would watch again, it wasn't that interesting, but it basically looked like the same shit round after round. Like this dude did not make any adjustments.
Yeah,
he was getting caught with the same shit, lunging in, getting caught with the left, the check hook. Like you would think somebody on his corner would like tell him, nah, do this. But you know what? It's it. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, it looked a lot of ways like Teofimo Lopez has that kind of like style that's a little bit similar to Inoue, where they just like really like just jump in with these crazy huge punches, right? But the thing is, Inoue will like set it up with the jab, right, for rounds and rounds. He'll have constantly have the jab. Just he's not even stepping with the jab. Sometimes he just has it out there, almost like Crawford does it. You know what I'm saying? Or Usyk does it, where it's just they're probing. But Teofimo Lopez just didn't have that, and it's just like he's standing in front of you, and then he just like jump scare punches you, just like here I am, like it's the element of surprise. It's ridiculous.
And Inoue doesn't ignore the body.
That's true too.
Speaking of Inoue, I gotta say this, and I know it's gonna be controversial, but I don't care.
Oh shit.
Inoue to me is overrated.
Oh shit.
You see, you can be a great fighter and still be overrated, and that to me is Inoue. When people say he's number one pound for pound, like based on what? Because it can't be because of resume.
Yeah, no,
And
not number one.
yeah, and I don't think when I watch him fight, I don't think he's the most skilled fighter in the world either. There's
Yeah.
a couple guys I think are more skilled than him. So because of that, I gotta say he's overrated.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean there's
Again,
some styles that could give him problems. I mean,
yeah.
like if he's to fight a guy that's on their back wheels like a Sandor Martin or like a Rigondeaux style, you know,
Uh-huh.
or even Fulton. Fulton will give him some problems because Fulton has like a similar style that's in some fights. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's who knows how Inoue will adjust or handle that. He's extremely skilled and he is definitely like he's the definition of pound for pound, right? Like where he started at a lighter weight and he
Uh-huh.
moved up and he's been able to carry his power, you know, scarily up through
Yeah.
all those weight classes and he's able to show that he's basically the cream of the crop. Even if he loses to Fulton, right? And he moves
Yes.
up. I think there's without a doubt that if he loses to Fulton, he's probably going to beat most of the other top guys, right? So like he's going to be elite in most of the weight classes as he moves up. So
Yeah,
he's
I mean,
definitely a pound for pound, but pound
Yeah,
for pound number
those
one is
other
just
guys,
trash.
yeah, those other guys at those weight classes, he can beat those guys. 'Cause-
I don't understand what this guy wants Inoue, what more he wants Inoue to do.
well,
Oh,
if people say Crawford has a weak resume, that may be true or maybe not. I'll
Well,
still say it's better than
yeah,
Inoue's
but you also
resume.
have to understand that at those lower weight classes, I mean, it's always been that way. There was a guy, Finito Lopez, like he was amazing, but he just didn't get the recognition because nobody really follows those weight classes. It's about what you're watching, and you see, you know, what he's doing to little guys, and little guys are not known for doing that. Same thing would happen with Pacquiao. People noticed him because he was just destroying people. You know, when Barrera Morales fought, they weren't just blitzing through people. I mean, they were having these wars, but it wasn't like what Pacquiao was doing. So that's what Inoue's doing. He's capturing people's imagination. It's just like you said, Tyson. He captured people's imagination. I mean, and then I know you favor certain guys, but they don't do that. Now, when we talk about these guys, Inoue and Mike Tyson, they do that, and that's what people are watching.
There's a guy that does do that, and I would say he has a better resume than Inoue. Tank Davis.
That is doing what
He's,
Inoue is doing.
he knocks people. He knocks basically almost everybody out that he fights.
Yeah, and that's why he's a name.
But no, what I'm
he
saying is
doesn't display
I'm not saying
the
Inoue is a bad
athleticism and
fighter.
explosiveness that
Yeah.
Inoue does.
I'm not saying Inoue is a bad fighter, but how can you put him over a guy like Usyk, for example, or Crawford?
Well, it's subjective. It's just, I mean, it's opinion based. There's no standard. It depends on what criteria you're using, and part of the criteria, there is a criteria. You should look it up, Dirk.
Yeah.
So
part of it is
basically, he's number one pound for pound because he's just beating these guys easier than everybody else.
no
It's
in a
beating their guys.
destructive fashion. It's like he's not just decisioning them. That's the thing. It's not like he's going out and just winning these decisions. He's obliterating people the same way that Manny Pacquiao did, the same way that Mike Tyson did. And that's what you have to understand when people are watching. For instance, who's a really skillful guy right now? That like Bivol, right? Dimitri Bivol. He's beating guys, but he's going to decision. And then you have his compatriot, the guy who they're comparing him to, is Artur Beterbiev, and he's destroying people. So that's gonna sway people's opinions and their say, wow, I mean, they're both in the same division. Look what one guy's doing against similar competition.
I mean, decisioning Canelo and the dude he just fought, there's no shame in that.
No, but I'm explaining the rationale behind Inoue being rated and what people are saying as to you saying he's overrated. And you're using a lens that is just your own. It's like you in order to understand what other people think, you kind of have to agree with them, right? Like I may not agree with pound for pound list, but I can understand like what ESPN and in the ring what criteria they use. So, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna have my own and arrange it my own way. But when they put Inoue, it's because he's destroying people. It's how he looks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess if you want to use that, then yeah. Well, if we're using that logic or that criteria, then yeah, you can have it. In a way, obviously, it's going to be up there. But if we're doing based on like people you fought or even
Well,
skill
it's
set,
also that, but
I
no,
don't think he's.
it's resume, it's performance, and then sometimes they use outside the ring, you know, like an accolades. So you have like kind of a top 3 or 4 criteria. So but it's not set in stone. So you could put accolades above, but that would be unfair, right? If you wanted to just use accolades, you would have people up there that may not be as great of fighters, because you said it, right? You said, well, you've used that argument before where you say, well, he has this accolade, but he's not doing that, right? And then if you say, well, he's doing that, you say, but this other guy has the accolades. So it just really depends on what criteria you're using.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but
And
hopefully,
Inoue is
yeah.
meeting all the criteria. And again, the reason we think his resume or we think it's weak is because nobody knows the names. I mean, he's fighting in Japan, so
Hey,
it's really
yeah,
hard to
I'll
go
say
ahead.
that I'll play a devil's advocate because I actually do think Inoue actually does have an underrated resume. I think his
I
resume is
didn't say
actually
that. This guy did. The other guy did.
no. I'm not like coming at anybody. I'm just like just to butt in and like add to what you guys are saying. Like, I think that Inoue has an underrated resume because I think that his resume is a bit better than Crawford's because apart from going undisputed until now, that was the only stat that Crawford really had over Inoue because Inoue actually beat I think about the same amount as champions. It was like 8 champions they both beat. What was it? I think it was 8 top 10 rated opponents. Crawford never beat any ring champions. Inoue beat 2. Inoue has also beaten 8 world champions. They both have gone up and won belts in 3 different weight classes. So 3 division world championships. Yeah, so that's 8 world champions, 2 ring champions, and going up 3 divisions, right? And Inoue just now went undisputed. So I mean, it's very similar resumes there. So there is a case there for Inoue's resume being on par or even edging out Crawford at this point. Now, of course, like Frank is saying, like this is a lighter weight class, so we're not going to know a lot of these names. Not
Yeah,
everybody's going to know
and even
Ryoichi.
using, you know, I could even use Dirk's own arguments against him. He says, "Oh, but it's just opportunity." Dirk likes to say that when he's lost. Well, it's opportunity too. So how about that, Dirk? I could always say, "Well, Inoue hasn't got the opportunity. Like Fulton is not going to wait for him." So
Oh yeah,
you
he
know,
will.
no.
Well,
But you say a lot of things that kind of get you stumbling because you say, "Well, it's opportunity too." You know, oh, like you were saying, you like to downplay Canelo because well, he gets opportunity, but like Boots doesn't. It's like, well, you can't just pick and choose when you want to use a pass. You know what I'm saying?
So
So with
wait, you
Inoue,
don't think there's politics in boxing?
no, what I'm saying is you're downplaying Inoue because of resume, but I could always counter that with what your own words. What you try to say is, well, it's just opportunity. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just explaining how
I mean,
sometimes.
it's not his fault. He just is in a weak division. It happened. Same thing happened to Andre Ward. That's why Andre didn't get the love he deserved.
No, but you're already calling the man overrated.
You can be a great fighter and still be overrated.
No, but you had to. What are your reasons that he's overrated? And you said it. You said it was because of his weak resume.
Well, when people say, for example, when people say he's the most skilled fighter in the world, he's definitely overrated. He's not the most skilled fighter in the world.
Inoue is not the most skilled fighter in the world.
No.
Well, then that's why it
Even
goes to
that's
performance. But see, that's what I'm explaining is that you're using you don't even have a lens or criteria that you use. You're just blabbering.
no. I have my own criteria. My pound for pound list is based on skills. So some of the guys on my pound for pound
But
list
that's
are not
not
even
fair,
champions.
and that's what I'm explaining. It's unfair to
Well,
just have
that's
skills.
okay. Everybody's pound for pound is based on their own criteria.
But how can you be fair and objective? How do you expect people to respect your opinion if you're not fair and objective?
Based on what? What do you mean fair and objective?
Well, you're saying it's skills, but I said, but if you just use skills, that could be unfair. right? It's just like if I
And
went
if you use
into
performance, you can say the same
well,
thing
no,
about that
no.
too.
But see, what I'm explaining is if I went in to try to tell somebody my list and I said, well, all I'm doing is accolades, wasn't that kind of unfair to people who didn't get the opportunity? Like that's why you have a whole criteria. It's not just one specific thing. It's because you need to be fair for every situation that occurs, like maybe a lack of opportunity, like a weak division, right?
So what Inoue has done is more impressive than what Usyk has done in his run.
Is it more impressive going to 4 weight classes? I would have to say, yeah. You know,
Even
that's
though Usyk, well, not arguably, definitely fought tougher competition.
well, when I was watching Inoue, that's what occurred to me. I said, you know, it's kind of a stretch to put him number one because I was like, damn, you know, they're really going hard for him. Can we really put him number one? Because of things like, yeah, I think his resume may not be the most impressive. He doesn't have a ton of names, but I mean, who really does? But then I said, you know what? It's the weight. It's like he started at 108. The most impressive thing in boxing is moving up in weight. It's being a smaller man. That's what made Manny Pacquiao so great. And what got the attention of all the fans was that here was this little 5'4" Filipino going out knocking basically middleweights out. And that's what he was doing. And same with Floyd Mayweather, what made him so amazing to the eyes. Here you have this young, he wasn't that big. He was 5'7" at most. And he was always a smaller man, but he just had these exceptional skills because he was fighting these just naturally bigger guys. So moving up in weight will just always carry more in boxing circles. People that vote for Hall of Fame and things like pound for pound.
Okay, well, I might be biased, but if he can, and I think
No,
that fight
everybody's
can be
biased.
made.
I'm okay with that. I'm just saying it's I'm just telling you it's unfair to call him overrated.
Okay, that's fair, but I only said that because when people say he's the most skilled fighter in the world, that's the only reason I'm saying he's overrated. Not because I don't think he should be on the pound for pound list or he's not a great fighter or any of that. When people say things like that, for example, when people were saying that Canelo could go up to cruiserweight and beat Usyk, I was like, come on now, like let's be real.
People exaggerate.
Like let's be real. So because of that, but if he can beat Fulton, and I'm not saying like that will like legitimize him because we all know he's a great fighter, but if he beats Fulton, some people have him on the pound for pound list. You beat a guy in a higher weight class on a pound for pound list, yeah, there's no argument against you. Like, what are people gonna say now? Nothing.
Yeah, no, mine is always who you beat. Like if I look at like who you beat, and because you could have the most skills, the most KOs, but it's not going to mean it if you're only beating C B class fighters, you know. And that's why I rate TEO so high, is because he's actually beaten a top. Even though I know a lot of people don't agree, Loma's great. I think Lomachenko's he started in what 14, 13? No, he started he started his career later in life, and in his third fight won a title. Like, to me, when the fuck have you ever seen that since? Like get all he lost out of your head. Who the fuck have you seen win a title in the third fight? I mean, that's exceptional. What guy right now that can do that? Like even Keyshawn, you're saying his skills, but can he go win a title in his next fight?
I mean, who did Lomachenko take that title from?
Well, what I'm saying is in his third fight, though. In his third fight.
Yeah. If Keyshawn were to do the same thing, he would have taken it from Devin Haney. That would be hard.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. You have to it has to be the same across the board. Now I understand, yeah, if there was a weaker champion, if there was a weaker champion, you know, like who's a weak champion in any division right now? Like Butler. Okay, so a guy could come in his third fight and beat Butler. But shit, the guy's still a champion and it's still the fucker's third fight. Like,
wasn't the third fight for Loma Gary Russell?
And it would have been fight, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he didn't just beat a Butler to win the title.
But can other guys ask for that and get it? Like, let's say you're a prospect.
They don't believe in you. No, but if it would, okay, put it this way: if they believed in you, they would do it. But they don't believe in these guys that way. It would be unfair.
I think Shakur could have done that, but did his people? I really do. I think at 126. At 126, I think he could have done that.
Okay. Yeah. But they didn't believe in him. They didn't believe in him like that. I'm just saying that's some legendary shit. Like things like that have to weigh. they have to weigh more than winning a title in your 30th fight, which like Jaron Ennis is going to happen to Jaron Ennis. Like even though Teo won it in his 16th fight, like those things have to count for something.
Hey, Frank, you might be right about that, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So when it's all said and done, Jaron Ennis is probably going to have a better career than Lomachenko. So maybe Loma had a crazy, amazing start, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's going, when it's all said and done, he's going to have had a better career.
I'm not saying he is or he's not. I'm just explaining why people felt that Loma was what he was, and explaining how people and that's why he was always so high on pound for pound, because of what he's done in such a short amount of time. And it's just like with Mike, he became undisputed at 19. Now, whether you think it's overrated, that still has to be accounted for, because otherwise, then Jared Anderson, imagine him, he would have did it already. He's nowhere near that. And how old is he? He's still a young man, right? But they're not putting that type of pressure on a 19-year-old man. Why did they do it for Mike? Okay, but the reason it happened for Mike, because he was that good. He was that exceptional. So, I mean, okay, what happened later in his career? I mean, you can hold that against him, but you still have to respect. Like, damn, at 19, he did it at 19.
We all know heavyweights fight like late into their career. So he's 23. He has plenty of time for them to still.
No, what I'm saying though is that that's the exceptional talent that was Mike Tyson. So when we look at Inoue, when we look at Loma, we say, okay, these are exceptional talents because they're doing things that other people can't do.
I know what you mean.
So the overrated would be kind of unfair. That's just my opinion though. I think it's just unfair to say overrated. I think you could say I wouldn't rate him as great as other guys, but to say overrated is unfair. Now, I don't say you have to blow Inoue and you have to put him pound for number one, but it just sounds like you're just dismissing him.
Well, I just don't understand so from what I'm understanding is the criteria that he's number one is because he's blown by people better than everybody else is blown through their competition.
That would be one of the standards, performance. Yeah. Like, how do you perform? And even though what you think that his resume, these are still top 10 caliber fighters.
Yeah. They're elite.
Yeah.
I mean, if you use that argument, can't you say that Crawford has basically knocked out everybody at welterweight that he's fought so far?
But they weren't. A lot of them weren't the elite in his division. Like Kell Brook wasn't top 10 ranked at the time. Amir Khan wasn't top 10 ranked at the time.
But even a Kell Brook, even a diminished version of Kell Brook, is still a better competition than Inoue fighting Paul Butler for undisputed or a 40-year-old Donaire.
No, definitely not 40-year-old Donaire, man. Donaire is better than Kell Brook at any stage.
Do you see what Walter did to Donaire?
What happened?
You see what Walter did to Donaire?
Walters, yeah, but look at what Donaire was doing up until the fight before Inoue. He had just knocked out two champions. He knocked out Ubali, who's an active reigning French champion, and he knocked the fuck out of Gobayo, who had just beat Emmanuel Rodriguez, top 10 ranked bantamweight. So and
his career.
And yeah, exactly. And and Donaire beat the shit out of them. He knocked them the fuck out. He's 40 years old and beating the living shit out of like active champions. And then he goes into the Inoue fight and gets steamrolled. And
but his game plan was crazy. I mean, I respect Donaire for his bravery or whatever, but like, why would you go in a firefight with a dude like Inoue? Like that's suicide.
Yeah. But you see what I'm saying, dude? That it's not like an old damn, what's an example of like an old dude? Like, it's not like Triple G old against Canelo, right? Like where he's just coming in and he's just like going through the motions or whatever. Like, and his last fights he didn't really look like a killer. Like, it's a complete opposite thing, man. Yeah. Donaire actually did look pretty good. He was knocking people out. It's not like he's just like a bum. He lost his last fight. He got knocked the hell out, and now he's just getting thrown in the ring like he's Gamboa against Haney. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like that.
Yeah,
but he also almost lost to a 40-year-old Donaire. I'm just saying, broke the dude's eye socket and everything.
Yeah,
but like for instance, my number one is Bivol because He beat Canelo the pound for pound, and then he beat Zerto, who was a top 3, right? So that's why he would be over Inoue, but it's how Inoue won that I could understand how people would say it. I wouldn't say, no, they're overrating Inoue. It's like, no, I mean, he's obliterating people. Had Bivol just obliterated Canelo and Zerto, then they would have him number 1. But like how you're dismissing it anyway. So like Virgil Ortiz, right? He's gonna fight Stanionis, right? You guys aware of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now in 2 years, depending on what happens to Stanionis, it's not gonna be like a fantastic win, right? Like nobody's ever gonna be like, oh my god, he beat this killer Stanionis. But you and I talking, we know at this level where he's at, and this Stanionis win is going to hold a ton of weight. See, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So people, but in 2 years, they're going to be like, oh, he just beat some guy, Stanionis. It's like, no, that guy was a legitimate threat, and he was waiting for a title shot. So a lot of those are a lot of the names that like Inoue has, guys who were threats, who had been champions, and he beat.
Yeah, I mean, he beat Omar Narvaez. Like, people should go watch some of his early fights. Omar Narvaez is tied with Julio Cesar Chavez for the most title defenses in history. He's a very long reigning champion, and he was very good at his weight class. And that fight was a war. He's actually one of the few people, if I remember correctly, that Inoue wasn't able to knock out. The dude was an absolute tank, and it showed in the fight. I remember he knocked Inoue's head back with a massive uppercut. And Inoue just ate that shot like it was nothing. And then Inoue threw his own uppercut, and he sent the dude like halfway across the ring, but the dude ate it, and he started throwing his left hooks, and it was a crazy, just a war. And I think his third fight or his fourth fight was against Ryoichi Taguchi, who's an amazing Japanese champion that was only ever beaten apart from Inoue by Kosei Tanaka, who, he was one of the fastest 3 division champions. And Ryoichi Taguchi is an incredibly skilled dude. He has a very good jab. He's very slick. He fights a lot like Dmitry Pirog, if you ever seen him fight. He fights with that kind of Eastern European style. He has a very unique style. And, you could see Inoue there working his boxing skills against a dude that's very crafty and has a lot of veteran skills. So Inoue and both of these dudes champions, both of these dudes top 10, top 3 rated, and very elite opposition for their weight class. And they're not scrubs by any means. We just don't know them. A lot of people just don't watch these guys. Just think about Taraji versus Kyoguchi, which just happened I think a month ago. This was a great fight, bro. These dudes went in with their 2 belts undefeated, and they scrapped, and one of them got knocked the fuck out. They put it all on the line, and nobody's fucking talking about that shit. We're out here talking about it. Fucking Teofimo Lopez got mental issues, baby mama issues. Who gives a fuck, bro? There's motherfuckers actually out here about a fight. They're about that action. They're not about that Twitter drama. They're not about fucking what panties Teofimo Lopez was wearing yesterday. They're about that real fucking action, bro.
Dude's cooking.
You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about Fulton. Let's talk about who these guys are gonna fight. I don't want to fucking talk about fucking what color glasses Teofimo Lopez's dad is wearing on his live last night. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't care how you feel. Oh, how do you feel about Teofimo? Do you feel that he's power? Who gives a fuck if you feel how his power for pound or not, bro? You can feel whatever you want to feel.
Yeah, I mean that is one thing I do like about the lower weight classes. There's less politics, so fights actually get made.
Yeah, they are. Well, that's the most impressive thing is that he's moving up in weight. I mean, for Earl Spence's accolades, he's still never moved up.
Well, that's because Earl has a drinking problem and he got into a car accident.
Oh, see, I don't know. I don't want to, and that's the thing. Like, I know, but the thing is, I don't wish ill on no fighter, let alone.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm just telling like it is. Like Earl has a lot of things that basically kind of sidetracked his career or slowed down his career, where he should have been undisputed by now if a lot of things didn't happen.
Yeah, no, but I mean the fact that he's never moving up will always kind of have an effect on how people view him, because everything is hindsight, right? Like we talk about what could happen, but most of what we can do is look what other fighters have done and what other fighters that are fighting now have done before. So
if he goes on to beat and he fights Crawford and he beats him, we're gonna overlook that. Look what we did with Marvin Hagler. And I'm not comparing Marvin Hagler. I'm just saying, like, if he beats Crawford, we're gonna overlook that.
yeah, and like that's the same thing people are going to hold against Triple G. I hear it all the time. Oh, he stayed at 160 and that's all he ever did. Like, and to be honest, had Triple G moved up, it would look, it would look more impressive. So to me, the biggest thing in boxing is always moving up, and that's why people hold Terrence Crawford in such high regard, because you go, hey, here's a guy at 135. Look at with TEO, he can barely move up to the next weight class, let alone talk about him to going to 147. And we can already see, like, man, even as talented you are, you can't fight at those higher weight classes. And this is what this man Inoue is doing, is going up to those higher weight classes and still knocking people out. So like, better be if he's 19-2 with 19 knockouts, I believe, or 17-0, but he's still at the same division.
Hey, but what's the cap for Inoue? Because then this is where I do kind of agree that about the overrated thing, because a lot of people are saying, oh, Inoue is the first fighter that we've seen that's just like Manny Pacquiao. Inoue is gonna go up to fucking a welterweight. You know, like you know what I'm saying?
Oh
like,
my God.
like it's ridiculous, bro. Like, so what's the cap for him? Is it lightweight? Is it 122?
122.
122?
Man, I just think there's really good fighters. That I think that Akhmadayev is a special fighter, and I think Fulton's a really good fighter. I don't know
He's
if he can
injured,
beat those
isn't he?
guys.
That's why we haven't had the undisputed at 122 yet. He's injured, right?
Yeah.
Akhmadayev, he's been injured.
Yeah.
I think there's some other decent names too. Huh?
Figueroa
Figueroa
moved up, right?
left. He was massive. I don't know how he ever
It's a big
stayed at
motherfucker,
that
man.
weight. But I mean, even just those two names, Akhmadayev and Fulton, because there's no other belts. Those are the belts. That's usually what they go for, is pick off the weakest champion. That's usually how boxing goes, right? Is you look for the weakest champion in the next weight class up and go after him first. But there's no weak champion there.
Yeah. They got Casimiro moving up too, I heard, to 122.
Why didn't Inoue never fight that guy? That'd have been an action-packed fight.
He was supposed to. Casimiro went through some scandal where he touched some little girls at a preschool.
Oh, are you serious, man?
You know what? Looking at that dude, I believe it.
Yeah, that dude looks like a fucking villain out of DC. He looks like the Filipino Joker. But this dude touched some kids at like a 7-Eleven or some shit in the Philippines, and now he had to vacate his belt. And that's how Paul Butler he got like emailed the belt, email champ, and then that's what happened here. That's what I remember happening. I don't know, maybe
But this dude Butler didn't even earn his belt, basically.
Yeah. He either got emailed or he had to fight vacant, from what I remember. But he wasn't the champion. It was Casimiro who was the champion, and then he went through all those legal troubles. It's because Paul Butler was the mandatory, and Casimiro was supposed to fight him, but he decided to do all that shit. And he wasn't making weight either. Casimiro wasn't making weight.
And discipline too. Damn.
Yeah.
It would still been an interesting fight.
Yeah, it would have been an interesting fight, but I think Inoue would have beat him. I think it's a case of like, you remember a lot of people saying, "Oh, Luis Neri, he would have beat the shit out of Inoue." And look at what happened to Luis Neri, bro. He got the shit beat out of him.
Body shot.
Yeah, like it's like, remember, bro. You guys remember a lot of years, bro. People were saying, "Oh, this is the one guy that Canelo and Triple G are ducking. He's gonna beat the shit out of them if he gets his hands on them." You know who that is? Billy Joe Saunders. And look at what happened.
God.
Look at what happened to Billy Joe Saunders, bro.
Well, I never believed that shit. Billy Joe, like, I couldn't take that dude seriously.
Yeah. But you seen that, right?
I mean, he was decent. He was good.
He was okay. He's British level. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm biased against British fighters. Like, until you come to America and then like prove it against American fighters, I look at you with a side eye. The only ones who I give the benefit of the doubt to.
Oh, you know who just won? Wait a minute. Is that Hovice? Wait, was he the guy that just won? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
Oh, I give like Ukrainian fighters or Eastern European fighters the benefit of the doubt, though. Usually they're for real if they're actually good. They're usually not like overhyped. Like so, but these UK fighters, nah. Like Dubois, I'm not surprised he was a hype job. Who else? That's why I like Josh Taylor. Like Josh Taylor came to America and he proved himself. Like he went through he went through that tournament. He beat everybody he needed to beat. It became undisputed. So there are some UK fighters who are, for real. So yeah, because in my opinion, the best sparring, the best training you can get is in America. The best competition you can get is in America. Like so until you come here, then like it's like the movie industry. Like until you come to America, you haven't really made it.
Yeah,
you
that's true.
stay over there in Bollywood or whatever, but Hollywood, it's fucking Hollywood. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. I think Rapstar has a problem with that.
Oh, hey
That's
man,
his
well,
homeland.
Rapstar, if you want a rebuttal, if you're listening,
He's talking shit about the UK.
I don't know what's going on here, but I'm just relaxing, bro. So look,
He's talking shit about the
I'm gonna tell you
UK.
this right now.
Okay.
This is about world boxing. Even if the Americans is where they say it's a land of opportunity was America, it's not anymore. Because America's not running the show anymore. If you ask me, the biggest face of
motherfucking
boxing,
England. That's for damn
but I'll tell
sure.
you this much: but the face of boxing is a Mexican man. It's Canelo Alvarez. And if you really want to know the truth, ain't no American running the show. Canelo comes to America and outsells any American. And even
That's very true.
Tyson Fury now, he's the face of boxing. Because now he's selling 90,000 tickets, regardless, even if it's in his own country, his numbers are huge. The American
He's the face
man,
of UK
the
boxing.
American, yeah, but the American man is not running boxing anymore, though.
Well, first of all, Canelo's time is almost up,
Yeah,
and
but we're saying now.
Fury's only the face of UK boxing.
We can't say that. We gotta say now. Canelo is the biggest man. He comes to
yeah.
America. He's a more of a attraction than any motherfucking American. Terrence
But
Crawford,
that
Errol
wasn't my
Spence.
argument, though. I was saying that the best competition is here.
Yeah, but Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, both of them together couldn't sell what Canelo is. They couldn't even tie his jock straps, bro.
The American it's man funny I brought up the UK and you're using a Mexican to like.
No, but we're talking about face of boxing.
No, that's not what I was talking about. You're changing the subject.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you the American man ain't running the show anymore, bro.
Well,
that's all I'm telling you. And I'll tell you what, next time when I see you, we're gonna cook. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I'm a bit chilled now. I'm tired. And I'll be letting you guys cook. But next time we talk about it, we can cook. But what I will say is that the American man was running the show at one stage in the 80s and the 90s. In 2000, the American man was the man. The Floyd Mayweather, the Mike Tyson, the Sugar Ray Leonard. But those days are gone. After that, you ain't really got good personalities in America. They're boring.
Can I rebuttal that just for one moment?
Of course.
If Tank Davis, because I think the fight's gonna be huge. All the celebrities are gonna be there. Everybody's gonna tune in. If Tank Davis beats Ryan Garcia, or Ryan Garcia beats Tank Davis, they have a chance to be the face of boxing. Because Canelo's getting close to the end of his career. Tank, he has a chance to, if he beats Ryan, to make other super fights in the future. Devin Haney, Shakur, Keyshawn Davis. Even go up to fight Josh Taylor, Teofimo. Tank Davis has a chance to be the face of boxing.
He might have the chance, but he's nowhere near the face of boxing right now.
No, yeah, of course not.
And to be fair with you, the American man has let themselves down because you let yourselves down without even fighting each other with the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. See, today the American man's not getting all those sponsors. They're not representing anymore like they used to.
But why is that? Why is that? It's because boxing's not big.
I think what we're going to talk about next time is how come America was one of the biggest names, the biggest attractions, the biggest superstars came out of America before in boxing, but now they're not the biggest. It's the other people in the world which have got more attraction, more global attraction, more money they're making than the Americans. It never used to be like that, bro.
Well, there's an easy answer to that, but okay.
But we'll talk about that. That's a good topic, to be honest. But
it is.
I'll tell you what, man. Everybody who came into the channel today, I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Yeah, Rapstar's fucking tired. I'm gonna go take a nap again. But I'll tell you what,
Napstar.
guys, we enjoy it, man. We enjoyed the whole fucking live. I appreciate everybody coming in, and we're gonna catch you guys on the next one, bro.
All right, bro.
Peace.
This is the only sport where you can kill a man and get paid for it at the same time. It's legal. So why not use my right to do so? But some people will say,
is this fight really on that level? I mean, this is the level of this fight. This is the funeral right here. It's just no casket yet. This fight right here, I will get a body on my record. I've been wanting one for a long time now anyway. And what better opponent to do it with? So much pain, so much frustration, so much things that have been going on in my career. I want a body, and he gonna be the body. Like I said, I meant everything, even with the killing part. I meant that. I do want a body on my record, but
like I don't want to.
What up? How are you?
I'm great.
Can we meet you?
My name is Tunde Tupac, aka the Rap Killer.
Tunde Tupac.
The Rap Flexer. Kill them all.
Your name.
Your name is
Tunde Tupac.
Tunde Tupac.
You can write the Rap Killer there.
But Tunde is your name.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Tunde, with your dressing, I know the kind of song that you're about to present.
Yes.
So you want to tell us about it?
Just rap game. I kill the rap game because the haters want us down.
No.
They're not